Mute the mic. Welcome Gabin.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you.
Now, yes, focus to the middle.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Ramani. Ramani, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes. Welcome, friend. Ramani is Gopal Ramani is from Guwahati University. My old friend.
Namaste ji. How are you? Fine, nah?
Fine.
Okay. We are doing too many work.
Yes. You are also doing a lot of. Gopal, if you
Yes.
have any physically challenged person, you can contact with Dr. Ramani because
Yes,
he
sir.
is
Okay.
running IIRDDA or the Indian
Okay.
Institute of
Indian Institute of Research and Development for Differently Able.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
he is doing a lot for this people. Welcome, Agarkar sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hmm. Good. Fine. So I am in now.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I was worried. I was very worried whether I can come in. Fine. Thank you.
Devraj, Partho, welcome, Partho. But
Hi, good evening
yes,
to
yes.
everybody.
Devraj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Rasmi Gera, one of our speaker. Dr. Rasmi Gera. Welcome. Sorshida, welcome. Joy Brotu. Sujuan Ju from China, welcome. Devraj,
Yes, sir.
after 80 we will restrict the admit here because we have to left 24-hour guest. Rest of will enter through the YouTube.
Okay,
Isn't
sir.
it?
Okay, sir.
Now it is about 70.
Good.
Good evening, Professor Agarka. Professor
Good evening.
Gopal.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Kolkata, Chennai, and Mumbai.
Welcome, Dr. Rasmi Gera. How are you,
Yeah.
madam?
I'm good. I'm good, sir.
Okay,
I'm just
fine.
trying to
We are
rejoin
waiting
from my
for-
laptop.
Yes. Jack Hall groups. We are waiting for Jack Hall groups.
Yeah. He would join.
He will join.
Just instruct the technical man to admit him.
And Nivedita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You will start first. Okay?
Okay.
As you discussed yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, Jack is there. Jack, welcome, sir.
Where is he?
Jack has entered.
Oh, good.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jack.
Hi.
Good
How are you?
afternoon, and thank you very much for kindly accepting the invitation. Looking forward to your address.
Okay, don't have much to say, I guess, but
No.
see what
That's
my
okay.
story comes to.
Son
That's okay.
Gavin,
It would be nice. It would
Son
be
Gavin
nice. I'm sure.
from South Korea, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. You keep ready yourself. As the schedule I have discussed yesterday, we'll do accordingly. I will also inform you, no problem. Taiba Tabasham, have you joined?
Gopal, I'm.
Yes, madam.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening
You
to
are.
everyone. Good evening to
Yes.
everyone.
Good.
I'll also try and get. Satya has also responded. The other speaker, I just catch him on the mobile. Have Satyanarayana joined? Can you please check Nivedita? Is he online?
Who? No,
Satyanarayana.
I'm checking, sir.
Dr. Venkat Raman not
Yes.
yet joined.
Not yet? Okay. He responded. He's online most of the times.
Okay. Now 4:52, 14:52.
Good
Within
evening, sir. Eagerly
7
waiting
or 8
for
minutes,
you to join the Google
we'll
Meet.
start.
Yeah, it's already almost. Please, thanks. Thank you.
জয়ব্রত আচ্ছা
Yes,
আগেকার
sir.
ওয়েদার আগেকার ওয়েদার ইউ উইল present the PPT or I'll ask জয়ব্রত to present.
You can let him present.
জয়ব্রত,
That
no
will be
problem.
better.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. That's why I've said it to you.
Yes, it is okay.
Sometimes what happens is, he has to make me co-host and all that.
No.
So it is better that
Yes,
it is presented from the central point.
Okay, fine. Yes, Venkataraman has welcome Venkataraman ji. Totally our old friend. Devraj already 91, so stop admit.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Rest of all will
Join
join
my
you.
YouTube.
91. If there is, I'm looking if there is any dignitaries from any other parts of India or other country, I will admit, no problem.
Satyanarayana is joining. Our
Yes.
esteemed speaker is just on the line. He's coming.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon,
That's
sir.
nice.
হ্যাঁ জয়বুদ্ধ বলো
So now it is 16:55, 5 minutes
ঠিক
left. Start just
ঠিক
5 minutes.
আমি এখন চ্যাট জিপিটি পড়বো তুমি তখন screenshot করো। ঠিক তো কি না ওটা পিপিটিটা রিপ্রেজেন্ট করার জন্য তোমাকে বলবো মানে ওর পিপিটিটা শেয়ার করার জন্য বলবো ওই যে স্যারের ওই আধার কার্ড স্যারের তোমার কাছে আছে তো পিপিটিটা
You are too late.
স্যারকে বলো পর দিতে তোমাকে
Mr. Can you
স্যারও
hear
করতে
me?
পারে আমাদের আগে কিছু বলো না দেখো কি বলে তোমাকে
Sir, welcome, sir. Professor Dilip Kumar Mohanto, our advisor of our IISRR, former Vice Chancellor. Professor Dilip Mohanto.
So already 95 members.
Yes. That's why I asked Devraj to stop. I am admitting because there is about 30 in queue. I am just searching for the dignitaries.
They will have to.
I think you can go up to 150 in Google Meet.
150?
That's what is
100.
No, sir.
100.
No. It's 100. Previously it was 200, then it was 150. Now it is restricted in 100.
Someone I had raised recently that they have increased it to 150, but I may be wrong about it.
Nivedita or Debraj, I would use the PowerPoint from my machine at a time when my turn comes.
Okay, okay. হ্যাঁ জয়ব্রত আচ্ছা আচ্ছা মেল করে দিয়েছিলেন তো তোকে আচ্ছা তো আচ্ছা আচ্ছা Okay, 1 minute left. So just within 1 minute, we'll start our program as per schedule.
হ্যাঁ জয়বত বলো কি অফ হলো না ঢুকতে পারছো না মেরেছে আবার
Sushagatam.
আবার দাও তো
Welcome to all dignitaries as well as guests.
কই আছে তো সব
It is your pleasure on behalf of Indian Institute of Social Reform and Research. This time, our Webfest on emergence of artificial intelligence in academia as well as in our daily life. I request Mrs. Nivedita Talukdar, the Secretary of our IISRR, to start and invite the dignitaries.
Thank you, sir. A very good evening to all. Today, the 19th day of August 2023, Indian Institute of Social Reforms and Research has took an effort to organize an international Webfest on emergence of artificial intelligence in academia and daily life. I, on behalf of IISRR, welcome all of you. I am sure that you all will feel enriched with knowledge after completion of this program. On this August occasion, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce the chairperson of this program, Professor Shoroshi Mohan Da, former Vice Chancellor
Good evening.
University, advisor IISRR, IJR. Sir.
Yeah, very. Anything else?
I would like to add Professor Shoshin Mohan. He was the former Vice Chancellor of Bardhaman University as well as the premier central government university in Chennai, Dakhin Bharat.
Admit করলাম যে আবার পাঠাও তো
and he is our one of our advisors.
তোমারটা দি
না
Yeah, very good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, rather very good day to all of you. It is really a red letters day in the history of Indian Institute of Social Reforms and Research, particularly when it is expected that around 350 participants will be joining today on this auspicious occasion. And we have with us, as you all know, Professor Jack Holbrook, Professor Agarkar, Dr. Satya Venkatraman, Mr. Partha Saha from Airport Authority of India, Mrs. Rasmi Gera from she is the academic head, OPQ, Mrs. Tabasuma from Bangladesh, Professor Gopal, Professor Dilip Kumar Mahanta, former Vice Chancellor, our respected Tapos Chatterjee, of course, Asit Das, and other respected dignitaries. So, on behalf of my and on behalf of IJA, I welcome you all, and particularly it is really a great success, and it was the idea of Professor Das and Professor Gopal to organize such an important seminar, and along with others. As you all know that artificial intelligence, actually it is not it is a burning issue nowadays, particularly after chat GPT, but it came as an academic discipline way back in 1956, and it has several, actually knowingly or unknowingly, we have been encountering, we have been facing, we are using artificial intelligence in various, in our daily life, in various activities, etc. I am not going into details as because experts are there. So we will be on my humble request to the speaker particularly, try to adhere to the time schedule, and my request to the other dignitaries, try to be online till the program is concluded. With this introductory speech, may I now request Dr. Nivedita to please continue the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, it's my privilege to invite Professor Taposh Kumar Chatterjee, sir, former Registrar, North Bengal University, Editor, Indian Institute of Social Reforms and Research, IJR, to give the welcome address for this today's program. Sir.
May I now request Dr. Nivedita to please
Hello.
continue.
Please unmute yourself, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Tabitha, can you hear?
It's my privilege to invite Professor Taposh Kumar
Tabitha, can you hear me?
Tapoja, please unmute yourself.
Yes, yes. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Respected Professor Shoroshi Mohanda, the chairperson of this session, respected participants who have joined from various places around the planet. Particularly, I would like to mention the name of Professor Jack Holbrook, who has taken the trouble to join from a far away place, perhaps some city in UK, as I was told. To the many researchers, scholars, academicians, and also some students who are interested to know the intricacies of this particular topic which we are going to discuss today. On behalf of IISRR, I welcome all of you to this very important discussion. And I hope that with cooperation of everybody, this session will be very meaningful to each of us, because we really don't bother about the hype that has been created around AI, but want to know what it really is all about and how relevant it is to our day-to-day lives. See, not long ago, we in India in particular were very much familiar with the word AI, A and I taken together, because this A and I taken together meant Air India, which was plagued by continuous flight delays and all sorts of inconveniences to the public who prefer to travel by air. So then gradually we understood that AI meant much more than Air India. And it came to be associated with an even greater menace, standing as they do for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence does not refer to a pretension or a know-it-all who in fact is a know-nothing, because it is basically a machine or a device which do things which we want the machine to do. the human being is much more important than the machine. And the artificial intelligence is controlled by the brain of human beings. So there need not to be any menacing proportion of hype around the artificial intelligence. Why I'm telling this is for the simple reason that you see, long ago when we were young, when we got possession of a pocket calculator, this pocket calculator is also one some sort of an example of artificial intelligence. And then after pocket calculators came the scientific calculators in the market. That was also dependent on an even improved version of artificial intelligence. So we can go on citing many examples which we have used, like devices which we have used for a very, very long time. And these were all examples of computer processes that were also equivalent to what we call artificial intelligence today. So it is nothing new. It is basically a simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. The applications include expert systems, natural language processing, speech recognition, machine vision. So this the kind of algorithms and the big data and the codes that go for formation of artificial intelligence need to be discussed in a popular way so that everybody can understand it. There is what I already told, there is some apprehension in the public that artificial intelligence will eventually take away jobs. A society with jobless growth is the ultimate will be the ultimate outcome if applications of artificial intelligence becomes prevalent or becomes very widespread. I think that apprehension also need to be dispelled. So let us have a very well researched discussion and let's all benefit from the presentations to be made subsequently. Thank you. And once again, I welcome all of you to this very important event, which has been organized by our beloved organization, because we want the concept of artificial intelligence to be disseminated in a popular way among the general people who are associated with academic institutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. As today's International Webfest on Emergence of Artificial Intelligence in Academia and Daily Life is headed by Indian Institute of Social Reform and Research, so I request Professor Ashit Kumar Das, sir, Director IISRR, IJR, to give a brief introduction about IISRR, IJR. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to all of you. With due respect, almost many of you, those who have participated through Google Meet as well as YouTube live streaming, ours Indian Institute of Social Reform and Research, it was initiated in 2013. We are glad to mention that the Professor Jack Hallgrooves, who is going to inaugurate this Webfest, he has planted the seed for an academic activities for publishing a international research journal during 2003 when we were together in an international world conference on science and technology. We are very much glad that he is associated with us as he promised in 2003 till today. This time, about 350 participants have registered their name. We have stopped our registration in 17th as it was decided earlier. We have already organized 15 workshops, seminar, etc. And one of
Osip,
which was
Rasim Gera, please mute yourself. Rasmi Gera.
I think
Done, sir, done.
okay, yes. This time from 5 foreign countries, participants from foreign countries, South Korea, China, Malaysia, Bangladesh, and Thailand, they have joined. From India is concerned, about 19 states, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Delhi, Jharkhand, Telangana, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Haryana, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, good number, and less number from Chhattisgarh, Jammu and Kashmir, Odisha, Punjab, Tripura, and Kerala. Obviously, there is a good number of participants from West Bengal. We are publishing one international research journal. It is a multidisciplinary research journal. You can send research article to us within couple of days, a couple of weeks. We'll ask for article for the next issue. However, I would request the coordinator to invite our inaugurator, Professor Jack Holbrooks. But one thing, this year we have introduced IISRR award for dedicative work for the cause of social reform and academic excellence. We are glad to say that this year Professor Jack Holbrooks have accepted our request, and we have handed over our IISRR award. The Professor Agarkar is there, Agarkar and me and Venu Prasad from Visakhapatnam. We handed over that award to Jack Holbrooks in Dubai World Conference. Son Gavin, please take responsibility. Gavin, can you hear me? Son Gavin?
Yes, sir.
From South Korea? Yes. You take the responsibility. Invite. Son Gavin, he is a research scholar in China, and he is also associated with us. His PhD thesis is going to be awarded, and we are grateful that for his PhD final publication that has been made in our journal, and now he is associated with us. Sangabi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our Professor Jack Holbrook. He is the visiting professor, Tartu University, Estonia, in UK. And he is also former UNESCO expert and former president in IISRR. He is also editor in IISRR. And then Professor Jack Holbrook, he will give us an inauguration speech to us. Sir, please.
So, thank you for the introduction there, and thank you to the chairman for opening this session, and for, of course, Dr. Asit Das for putting me on a pedestal above my, I think above my station. Yes, certainly. I've been involved with the people in Asia for quite some time. I was at one time based in Hong Kong there, and so was able to interact with many people in Asia. But as the introducer said, I am now based at the University of Tartu, which is in a small little country called Estonia. But today I'm talking to you from Edinburgh, where I'm in Scotland for a conference, a European conference next week. The topic itself, artificial intelligence, is of course of much interest of most of us. And the big question I guess we start off with is it good or is it bad? From a lecturer's point of view, just think what it does for me. No longer have I got to spend time looking at journals, trying to look up things that I would need to say. All I've got to do is put into artificial intelligence programs what it is I want, and there it is. So nice and easy, just right for what we want. The other day I was wanting to talk about transdisciplinarity in education. So not interdisciplinary, not multidisciplinary, but now transdisciplinary. And I was thinking, I've got to give a talk on this for 1 hour. What do I do? How do I go about talking about the ideas associated with that? So I put it into ChatGPT, and what does it come up with? Well, it tells me that in a 1 hour lecture, I can spend about 5 minutes on an introduction, 10 minutes on the foundations of transdisciplinarity, maybe another 10-15 minutes on its advantages, its benefits associated with it, a bit more on the challenges associated with it, the process of involving one in transdisciplinarity, case studies on it, what has been done so far, and then future directions could finish up what I'm talking about.
Haripada Mahapatra, please stop your... Okay, sir. Sir, continue. Sir, continue, sir.
Okay? Yeah. So, very easy for me to come up with all of that. But of course, if I can do that and come up with a type of lecture and the developments associated with it, just think what the students can do. Why listen to me? They themselves can come in and get the information from them. So where I'm giving information, what's the point anymore? So it has its bad side, if you like, associated with it, in that it enables the students not to promote what it is that they can actually do, but they can just confer with what they can get from the entire artificial intelligence programs. So we've got a two-way action associated with this there. And perhaps what it is telling us that in the field of education, if we're going to work into knowledge, why do it? Artificial intelligence would take us forward. If we want to go into problem solving, how to solve particular problems, again, it can take over from us. And therefore, maybe this isn't the feature that we're really going for. So it had me thinking in terms of transdisciplinarity, what is it? What is it that it's trying to achieve? What are the decisions that come into this? And therefore, we're not looking at straightforward answers, but we're looking at different points of view associated with it. And here I think perhaps the artificial intelligence is not yet in the area that we want it to actually go, because decision making depends very much on the situations that you're in, the background associated with it, and of course, the decision points of view associated with that. So I very much welcome the idea of a Webfest, as it's called here, trying to take us into the area of artificial intelligence, certainly in the area of education, and its implications that it has for us as we particularly move forward. A transdisciplinarity actually is trying to bridge, in my view, between the educational side and the actual situation within the society. And so looking at it from different societies' point of view. And so the decision making is not a straightforward discussing it there, but there are many different orientations to that. And so coming up to that decision will differ in different parts of the world, different orientations, different situations there. And so maybe in such an area as this one, it's not enough to try and get through to the artificial intelligence. It still needs the human involvement in it, and it's looking at how we can interact between the two different areas, one from the machine and one from the thinking that we need to develop ourselves. So it gives me, I think, very great pleasure to inaugurate the idea of looking at artificial intelligence within education and, of course, in everyday life as the education interacts with the decisions that are going to face us, certainly in areas like science education, where I'm involved, where the idea of coming up with the straightforward answers is no longer applicable if we're trying to deal with the situations in society. So, I welcome to everybody this type of Webfest here, and it gives me, on behalf of everyone, the ability to inaugurate it and enable other people to come up with its direction, its concerns, its advantages, disadvantages, and so on. So thank you for inviting me there, and I now pass the baton back to the chairperson and enable the Webfest to move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, very much for your nice inaugural address, particularly from the transdisciplinary point of view and decision making. It depends on region to region, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. Now I request the coordinator to please request the next speaker on this.
With the permission of the chair, may I request Professor Dilip Mohanto, he is present, to say few words after the conclusion.
Okay.
Professor Mohanto is the advisor of our IISRR. Professor Mohanto, Dilip Kumar Mohanto. Sir, can you hear me? Professor Dilip Mohanto. Okay, Gavin, you continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Professor Jack Holbrook. We appreciate the valuable insight you have shared with us. Now, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Professor T.B. Gopal. He is the editor of IISRR, and also he is the professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Anna University, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Sir, please.
Professor Gopal is the coordinator of this Webfest. Professor Gopal.
Well, that's a very generous introduction. Thank you very much. May I request Nivedita or Devraj to just allow me to share the PowerPoint?
Yes, yes,
Yes, it is
yes, yes.
done. Is it shared, sir? It is happening. Yes. So, thank you very much. It has been a pleasure to work with our IISRR team again. The process by which IISR organizes the events is something fascinating. We at least have 3 meetings, even for a 1 hour lecture, to happen. This Webfest is no exception. Asitas is so diligent that he makes it a point to call all of us in at least 3 times, of which most of us score 2 on 3, while he always scores 3 on 3. All 3 meetings he'll be there. You can count on him for many things. This time is no exception. Everything was organized very systematically. Again, a great team we have at IISRR. The emergence of artificial intelligence in academia and daily life was a challenge in itself. AI started as a technology which was supposed to be the fifth generation computing systems, not something which we were working on at that time. We were talking about third generation languages. We were
Professor
simply
Gopal, can you
talking
make it in
about.
the slideshow more? Professor
Yes,
Gopal,
I
can you
will
make
do.
it in the
I will do that.
slideshow more?
I
Okay.
will do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is it's a simple exercise which we were having at that time to position artificial intelligence as something called fifth generation computing systems. At a time when we were talking about 286 machines, which were not so sophisticated. It's just a PC, IBM PC 286. Very soon it became 386, but AI was positioned at fifth generation. And this particular topic which we evolved for this Webfest happened after a lot of celebration. And we said, that's fine, it's good, it's a technology that's a fifth generation computing systems, but now it's something which we think it's everywhere. So why don't we position it as academia and daily life? Thus, we began the exercise of putting together this Webfest. Again, a lot of thrilling experiences. The best is Professor Jack Holbrook agreeing to inaugurate this, and he's currently in Edinburgh. And he was so nice that he could accept the invitation which Asita has extended. And we have a wonderful collection of thoughts to share by very eminent speakers. Partha Saha, Sirshi Mohanda, our own team, Sikandar, Professor Sikandar, Agarkar, Satya Venkatraman is a good friend of mine, Professor Tapas Chatterjee, Rashmi Gera, Debras Sarkar. The goal is to see how this artificial intelligence is positioned in academia and the daily life. It's transdisciplinary, and the nice thoughts shared by Professor Jack Holbrook are very prophetic. We have to become transdisciplinary. How is a bigger challenge than merely talking about positioning AI in some level of complexity of fifth generation, or we need this big a machine, this complex a machine. It's a nice way to start, and thank you very much, Professor Jack Holbrook, for a thought-provoking discussion. How to make it transdisciplinary is a bigger question. I do remember those first-hand experiences way back in 87, 88, when Hyderabad Central University, where I was doing my MTech, was starting an MTech in artificial intelligence and robotics. We had only computer science and engineering. Hyderabad Central University is noted for its pure sciences. Every department had 3 to 4 fellows of Royal Society. Physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. School of Mathematics housed the entire MTech computer science. We had an accent on mathematics. Very strong mathematics group was there. Eminent professors in mathematics were well recognized. They have taken the initiative of starting the first MTech in artificial intelligence and robotics. Outside of the bureaucratic hassles, it was absolutely essential to show them a machine that talks the necessary technology for enabling artificial intelligence in robotics. That's 1988. So we started looking at, I do remember I was only a student, but all faculty members were very, very rigorously working to make it happen in 88. 88 academic year, they wanted to start the MTech. I passed out in 87 December. So it was necessary to import a Texas Instruments Explorer computer system, and a building was built for that computer system. Believe it or not, it happened. We were watching it, 87 academic year, it started, 88 they wanted to start the program. It was a gating criteria to show that there is a machine that talks all technology necessary for AI and robotics. And it happened, the building was built. Next time when I went for my convocation, I could actually walk into that new building. Texas Explorer was happening, the big building, big machine that was. Very, very robust machine. The best of the applications on Texas Explorer remains, to my mind, is Spike, artificial intelligence scheduling for Hubble Space Telescope, a landmark achievement. And it was so nice that I could later on get first-hand feel for what was this application on artificial intelligence scheduling for Hubble Space. Much later, in 2006, I had the experience of working with two very eminent computing professionals, Professor P.V.S. Rao and S. Ramani. Dr. S. Ramani is the Internet Hall of Fame. Professor P.V.S. Rao is the architect of Indian computing program. He has been instrumental in making many indigenous computers happen in India. Name anything that happened, it was with the advice of Professor P.V.S. Rao. Anything that has happened, ECIL, TIFR, or any exercise, even in ISI Calcutta, it was Professor P.V.S. Rao who was making all those machinery happen. So one of those pioneers of computing in India. So both of them agreed to be guest editors for the CSI Communications, for which I was the honorary chief editor. As soon as someone gets a computer to do it, people say that's not what we meant by intelligence. Very, very profound statement. The moment you make the computer do something which we do, it's no more called intelligence. Just machinized solution. Why do you want to call it intelligence? People subconsciously are trying to preserve for themselves some special role in the universe. Very profound statement made by Michael Kearns in University of Pennsylvania. Effectively, what is this statement telling is, what is it that we want to call intelligence? Outside of expressing a solution step by step and making it machinizable, is there anything else we do? The focus automatically shifted to what we call the five senses. Human being, life is characterized in five senses. So perception became the watchword for the very first stage of artificial intelligence. When I was preparing a discussion note for circulation amongst our intelligentsia in IISRR, our team, I said first stage is perception in five senses. Can we emulate any of the five senses? Difficult, very difficult. So therefore, we said it must be perched somewhere very high. The computing systems of that day are too rudimentary to catch a vision, to catch hearing, to produce speech. The introductory speeches by Dr. Tapas and Shiroshi Mohanda has indicated all these. And what do we do with these five senses? We have to decide. We have to decide online, on the run, what these five senses are capturing and say this is what is my decision. Towards that, we talked about expert systems. It is not something which we are storing in the memory that we are talking about. It is a vision online, it is a speech online, it is auditory exercise online, everything online, and that's what we thought qualifies as an intelligence. And for this we said we need machines of a very high grade of sophistication, without which artificial intelligence is merely a thought, merely a way of talking about advanced research. True, but then gradually we said the power of a single machine is actually emulated by a collection of machines. We put together single one cell. Daniel Hillis was here in 1988 and I interacted with him. A connection machine. Simple one unit processors, when they are connected together in large numbers, are easily outbeating any best machine. Then why do we want a super machine? Why do we want to construct a huge, monstrous kind of a machine that requires a building? We can put together smaller machines and get the same power, same effect. How do we do that? Is a bigger challenge now. So we started working on smaller machines coming together to produce that startling effect of what we called perception, a human. And where are they taking us? It's more to do with learning, we said. The next stage is learning. More than decision making, it's learning. Then deep learning, the third stage. In the fourth stage, we are talking about generative AI systems, even though we think that will be transformational idea, a machine emulating all five senses, a life in a discrete manner in a digital world is something fascinating to await and work for. I had the pleasure of interacting with Professor Raj Reddy. He's an alumnus of CEG, and we're fond of working with people in the College of Engineering, Guindy. Professor Raj Reddy, the Turing Award winner in 1994, he has been very nice in contributing an article for this special issue, The Origins of the American Association for Artificial Intelligence. It is a story which is so fascinating. It's a long-term perspective plan that keeps busy minds ticking for the next 100 years. That's the far sight which was incorporated in the very first AAAI conference in Dartmouth. Professor Raj Reddy has written it so nicely. I will share the article sometime on the web or across the IISRR. But then coming back to the point, the latest book, which is now the talking point in many intellectual forums, the latest release, national bestseller, The Age of AI. As one of the speakers, Hiroshi Mohanda, was mentioning, 1958 there was a talk about AI. Human Future by Henry Kissinger, Eric Schmidt, Daniel Huttlosher. It's a very wonderful book. Please do read it. There are some good reviews coming in, very insightful commentaries on that. What I am talking about is an engineering perspective, AI engineers roadmap. We have to engineer it into a social system. How to do that? It's not a big machine anymore. The concern is not that we have to wait for a super sophisticated machine to talk AI. It's a collection of machines put together that will give you the power of a larger machine, a huge machine. And that's where the power is. And how do we make it happen? Needs mathematics, needs programming, big data, data science, machine learning, deep learning, business intelligence, and all this makes an AI engineer. So from perception to learning, deep learning to what we call generative AI systems is a fantastic progress, all in a short spell of about 30 to 40 years. The fantastic progress. We do not have to wait for a gigantic machine like a Texas Explorer coming in to start a program or build a new building for it. It took the building space to make the Texas Explorer happen. Now, please remember, all this can happen online. Whatever you need to write a research paper, literature search, knowledge maps, writing, citations, I picked 3 tools in each of these categories. There are 3 tools for literature search, there are 3 tools for knowledge map, there are 3 tools for writing, there are 3 tools for citations. All of them can be connected together if you have the code basis. You can write up the code base, and now you have a gigantic program, AI program, running on multiple machines, and then you have a research paper generated automatically. You don't have to write it all. 3 tools for literature search, 3 tools for knowledge maps, 3 tools for writing the paper, 3 tools for citations. Pick the top citations and you get a paper written. Do we want it that way, or do we want to happen as human? That's the next question. At the end of the day, we want to be human. So we have had many stakeholders in this exercise of writing text editing. They are called designers, reviewers, analysts, synthesis, results, update. All these stakeholders can somehow flow together as, let us say, it took 4 into 3 dozen tools. All these dozen tools are representing 6 stakeholders, and give me any discipline, transdisciplinary, it doesn't matter which discipline. I can feed 2 keywords and get a research paper out of it. That's the power of the generative AI which we are talking about. So we had this ChatGPT, systematic literature review. It's happening now. All the things that I've spoken about is no more a science fiction, is no more a thing 2 years later, 3 years later, or 10 years later. It is now. It is now that we have a way of combining these dozen tools to make a research paper happen with 6 stakeholder concepts, which is so fantastic to watch, fantastic to look at. So I would pass on to the young research scholars and academicians who are participating. See, in daily life it is happening. Practically just give 2 words to the chat GPT and you get a paper out of it. So please look at exercise 1, know the scientists. So many eminent scientists are there. See, fantastic results will come. Please give the name of a scientist. Let's say Leonardo da Vinci. My choice is Leonardo da Vinci. It's not only Mona Lisa, but you get a life story of Leonardo da Vinci in a flash. A paper, a historical bio, a factoid on Leonardo da Vinci. But how do you ensure that every line is corroborated, like what we have been talking? For this seminar to happen, 3 meetings were there. 3 very eminent professionals, vice chancellors of the university, were spending an hour in 3 installments to make this program happen, to reach it out with the quality and the veracity. That is something which we need to understand. And how do we make it happen? Online is the question. That's a challenge which we have to take up. Exercise 1. Exercise 2, a Nobel in literature for an AI tool. What do you think? What are the chances? The anatomy of literature, they have so many types of literary works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 types of literary works are there. A typical literature student studies 15 types of literary works. An AI tool transcends all these 15 types. It can write a poem, it can write anything for you. It can write an essay, it can write a lyric, it can write anything like a free verse, it can do anything. So where is the human coming in? I will take a minute before going to this slide, first stage, second summary of what I have been talking about. A minute narrating an exercise. Yesterday I was in a train en route to my place in Chennai, and just a minute. Hello, sir. Yeah, minute. 1 minute. Done. Yeah. So it's a simple point that I am trying to make. Yesterday I was in a train. It halted in a station. Nobody knew why it halted. A lot of commentaries were going on, about half an hour or 40 minutes where it was waiting hopefully for a signal. Lot of theories were proposed in the same compartment where I am. Many people said the train has calmed down. See, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, never stops. Several people were commuting in that train every day. It never happened before, it happened today. Maybe the train has come off. Another train came in the same direction in another platform. Believe me, from every compartment, we had 10 people running across to the other train, presuming that the train has stopped. It is not going to happen. Something has come off in the train. So how do we handle such real life situations is the question. That's my last slide. And I'm summarizing this. Artificial intelligence is now impacting the economy. OECD has come up with an excellent report. Artificial intelligence in science. It can write research papers. It can talk about eminent scientists. It can talk about literature. It can talk about anything. There's no discipline barrier for this. Everything can happen. How are we going to put into the use and make best use of it? Thank you very much. I look forward to the other speakers who have responded to this invitation. A concept note that we generated after a lot of celebration on 4 stages, and we'll await for those inputs. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gopal. Very nicely you have introduced artificial intelligence. We have been experiencing over the years very nicely learning, deep learning, then generation of artificial intelligence, robotic. Particularly, one thing, it can do anything and everything. It can write an essay, write a novel, etc., write papers. But we have to ensure that artificial intelligence does not get out of hands. Otherwise, it will be just like a fire. Fire is a good servant but bad master. So we have to ensure that artificial intelligence does not control us, rather we have to control. How? That will be the challenge in the days to come. Thank you, Professor Gopal, once again.
Gavin, call for next.
Professor T.D. Gopal, thank you, sir. Thank you for your insightful presentation. As you said, the significance of AI is our life cannot be overstated. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Debraj Sakar and Mr. Jaya Brata Goswami, who are system analysts in Netaji Subhash Open University in Kolkata. They will share their presentation on emergence of artificial intelligence in healthcare. Please, sir.
Thank
I
you,
would
ma'am.
like to add just one. The Debraj and Joy Brutu is our technical expert of this ISSR, and he has both of them taken the tables to monitor this program. Joy Brutu Debraj, please
Uh,
continue.
can my slide as visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, all of you, and specifically Professor Ashit Kumar Das sir for taking me this opportunity to present this type of topic. And I already thankful to all respected speakers, all respected participants to this Webfest, and my co-friends Mr. Debraj Sarkar, who is a system analyst of my same university, that is Netaji Subhash Open University, and being as an I am a research scholar from Institute of Radio Physics and Electronics, Calcutta University, in the domain of nanoelectronics and the AI-based robotic systems in the healthcare domain also. So it is my privilege to present this opportunity for the AI artificial healthcare system in domain. Now the question arises. The first question is, uh, what is AI? AI stands for the human intelligence, means I am as a human, what I am think, what I am sharing, what I am talking, that will be implemented through a machine. So if machine can read my sense, if my machine can sense my idea, that can be easiest task for a being as a human, what he or she can do. So basically, AI is an capture of human intelligence or human knowledge, human equation, human emotions. So these are the some analysis points. Now the basic assumption of AI means that this is a theoretical or development of computer system which can perform as a normally required human intelligence, such as what I can saying just first term, that is visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translation between the language. Suppose I am a Indian, but I am ready to communicate with the another person who does not know the properly the regional language or the English properly language. So basically, he or she may be familiar with their regional language. So if I can develop a one interpreter, AI-based interpreter, who can translate our language from this side to another side, so it will be much easiest way to communicate ourselves in a generalized meetings or analysis. So now the another making is the visual perceptions, means suppose in a kid or in a school media, I can give some example. Suppose there is a child is adopted for the school level education system, where A for we can deliver the school education A for apple. But in a child, if A for apple, there is a visualized apple will be developed or showing, then the child thinking, oh, this is A for apple, so its thinking level will be changes. So that is the application of AI. Now the next is the speech recognition. Speech recognition means in nowadays in our metropolitan cities or the corporate areas, there is a security measurement is vital role, because in a flat there is a huge amount of old age people reside in this area. So if some unwanted person are coming without knowing, knocking the door, only this if their relatives are there is a device is showing, if their voice control means if it is your voice, then the door will be open, then the system says it is your relative. If someone have does not have my relatives, their voice cannot be implemented or their image cannot be implemented. So this is the new generation of technology of AI. Now, the fast AI tools, AI can develop by various two-tail techniques, that is knowledge-based approach and machine learning approach. The knowledge-based approach means where can knowledge, where can think, means that it is a huge, vast application, means it is domain in various orientation, like in the medical sector, like in the education sector, like in the railway sector, like in the IT sector, like in the share market sector. So these are the knowledge, and these knowledge can implemented through a machine learning approach. Machine learning can be deep with the or classified into three categories. First is the deep learning, second one is the computer vision, third one is the programming language, and fourth one is the pattern recognition, and as well as the combined system can develop through a robotics. So ultimately, robotics can or AI can build up this machine learning approach. How to think our innovation. If I think that ultimately in 2050, I think the most medical sector or the rather the education sector are built up through a AI. So my visualization will be growing up, or my technological point of will be growing up through day by day through up to 2050. So these analysis will be think nowadays. So in my upcoming future will be developed through an AI. So these two model or these two technique can be help us for this AI mechanism tools. Now, next, this is the artificial intelligence based precision cardiovascular medicine system. Basically, this is the actual, this is the one the life cycle means big data. Now, what is the fundamental role of big data? What is a big data? Big data primarily refer to data sets that are too large or complex to be dealt with by traditional data processing application software. Basically, it is a software. And what is EHR? EHR is the electronic health records, where the ECG, we can going through our doctors to check for daily routine checkup, like to check our BP, to check our sugar level, to check our cholesterol records, to check our pulse, check our cardiac means oxygen saturation level, to check our daily healthcare monitoring system, or some calcium records, or some blood, any kinds of kidney, if our kidney working function is properly work or not. So these analysis can be developed through an app. Just like in for an example, I can share my knowledge and ideas, that is, in case of COVID situation, when 2020 the COVID situation arise, the Indian government will be developed from one app, that is Arogya Setu app. And this app can be help us to recognize how our in our close locality how the COVID affected peoples are reside, and if there any oxygen level requirement is there or not, is there any hospitalized nearest hospitalized near the patient is required or not. So these are the healthcare developed through an app based system. This is the application of AI, where artificial intelligence AI can deal with the three domain, that is cognitive computing, deep learning, and machine learning. Here the cognitive computing and machine learning will be interact with each other, means intercept with each other, but only deep learning mechanism are dealt with the machine learning, not the cognitive computing. This is the major role for AI system, for being as an engineer or technically we can develop. And therefore these data analysis are stored in the cloud data sharing. Cloud data sharing means we can if we have does not have any external software or external hardware will be filled up with the data. So what should I do? If I can share my data in our Google Drive, if it is stored in the cloud, or I can access some server through from the Google, it can store their data proceeding in our server data. So these data will be secure, and after all, when we require, when we necessity will be done, these data will be collection will be there, and for the different orientation purpose. And these data will, after the data will be sharing, the researcher, physician, means the doctors, and the those who are doing in the research in this domain, medical sector, so they can collection of data and they can analysis the data. This is the whole system. Here these app can be developed through a lifestyle. If some diabetic patient has a different lifestyle, if a cardiac patient has a different lifestyle, if some old age person who have a comorbidity, so he or she may be a different lifestyle. And if some genetics algorithms are there, and then can get some corresponding diet chart, the diet chart also they mentioned. So this type of application software, and this will be published through this journal as a reference. I can share this now. The assist the clinical decision and procedure, data driven machine learning, and how deep learning and natural language processing, NLP, and obviously cognitive computing, computer vision, and robotics can handle how much handle in this domain. So basically, the machine learning is the big data of research, which can be a predictive analysis for personal therapy. And the deep learning is expert level of interpretation of different clinical outcome prediction, as well as the natural language processing is data extraction from electronic health records and virtual assistants. Therefore, the cognitive computing, which can be developed the clinical decision support. I'm going for a doctor specification, and there is a for the clinical observation, there is a various cardiac surgeon in there in our Kolkata region. So I'm looking for a bestest person. So if I in my app, I can search the best doctors in the cardiac for these patients for open heart surgery. They can show the various name. But if I can put it the corresponding the patient's patient summary, means in which domain it can be applicable for these doctors, they can show the actual doctor which who is can it can survive this or it can diagnosis this cognitive computing system. So this is the basic assumption. Next is the computer vision, and this is the robotics based application. And next, the clinical decision support. uh, Sorry, hello, hello. Okay, okay, okay. Next, there is another automation and deep learning image analysis. This is the another deep learning analysis mission, means pattern recognition table. If I have some pattern are for this cancer treatment or the EEG based system design, I can the data will be shows, and therefore the pattern will be done, and therefore the doctors are giving the exact orientation pattern. Now next, there is another application is the cardiac holographic display. This is a very important surgery. If some open heart surgeries are there, if doctors are doing this operation and there is a holographic image in the patient hearts are there, if the operation if there is a mistake is done, then the holographic image shows the corresponding mistake. So this is the actual representation of AI in the healthcare domain. This is it is a if it is developed, then the operation time will be less and doctors efforts will be higher, and the corresponding analysis domain will be higher. And next, the nowadays another part is the artificial intelligence robotics based operating system. Suppose we can if some eye cataract operation or some gallbladder stone operation is nowadays
দাঁত
through
করছিস যাও
robotic surgery, doctors can
ডাকছো
check
কেন
the diagnosis domain, and it can
কি
through an AI based system,
নিচে গিয়ে
and
আসো
it can develop this
চিরুনিটা
it
নিয়ে
can
যাও
showing this analysis, and it can change their domain. And now the next part is the is an remote control access of the AI based system. That if the doctors are not present in the hospital in the operation theater, he or she can accessibly remotely to operate this patient partner. So this is the actual process. And now every system or every technologies has a merit, some demerits. Its complexity will be higher obviously, and some human there is a threat, some human jobs, some most of our thinkings that they are lost, they can lose their jobs. No, there is no opportunities for this AI based system. And the costing is higher obviously, so costing, every technology can be have some various costs, and the regulation, legal authorities, liabilities will be there. So these are the some more challenging portion. So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much.
Uh, Very nicely, Mr. Jayabroto has presented particularly the uses of artificial intelligence, how it has been it has developed and it has been using. We have been using artificial intelligence in various areas, big data, etc. He has mentioned in healthcare system very nicely where we can use artificial in we are using rather, and robotic surgery nowadays is the almost latest edition. So naturally, one audit is cognitive computing. Here
Yes, sir.
actually we have to be audit. If they can do such thing, then we have. But he has assured us, no, no, don't worry, it will not lose anything. Rather, it will ensure it has a massive potential for creating a better world to live in the days
Yes,
to come. So, from that point of view, we can consider artificial intelligence. Thank you once again.
thank you sir, thank you so much.
Gavin,
Thank you, Mr. Dayabrata Goswami. We wanted to extend our thanks for sharing your presentation. Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Professor Sudhakar Agarkar. He is the former professor Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai. He is also the editor of IISRR. He will be delivering a presentation on the emergent application of AI in school education. Sir, please.
Namaste to everyone, and thank you for the introduction. Devaraj, can you share my slide from your side, please?
Yes sir, I can share
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So, as it has been said, I am going to focus my attention on school education and how artificial intelligence can be used to improve or to facilitate school education, because that's the area in which I have been working for a long time. So the slides are not seen.
Sir,
Can
I'm
you?
trying sir, I'm some trying sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So my intention. Yeah. Can you make it in the slide so more?
Yes sir.
Uh, and first is of course just the title and my name, and after making in the slide so more, you can go to the second slide.
Okay sir.
Uh, are you finding it difficult to make it in the slide so more?
Sir, one solution.
Uh, okay. Uh, so, as you know, school education is an important aspect of manpower development. In fact, one of the studies conducted by World Bank many years ago suggested that the investment that you make at the school level reaps much more better fruits than the investment that you make in the at the higher level. Anyway, so this slide, I'm trying to present to you how teaching learning process has changed over the time. All of us know that our ancestors were living in the caves, they were hunting animals, eating whatever they got. Slowly they realized that there are certain food grains which can be grown, and that's how the agricultural revolution took place. So after the agricultural revolution, there was of course a learning. Some learning has to go from the older generation to the next generation, and that learning was in the field. Any senior person, could be father, could be uncle, could be elder brother, was a teacher. What were the teaching aids? The implements that you use in the agriculture. Later on, somewhere in 17th, 18th century, we had the industrial revolution. And industrial revolution demanded different types of work. And we wanted people who could manage machines, who could advertise, who could keep an account and all that. And in order to provide such manpower, a school system was developed. And because the school system was developed, we had to prepare teachers uh, with a training, etc., B.Ed degree, D.Ed degree, etc. And they started using teaching aids like blackboard and textbooks. And the learning space was limited within the classroom. That was the, and there was a curriculum to be implemented. Later on, we had this information revolution. And this information society changed the way teaching learning process takes place. In the information society, it so happened that I can get information from the internet. I don't know who has written it. The teacher is unknown to me. And in all these ways, the teaching aids now have changed. The teaching aids now become computers, internets, the website. And the system, the cyber system, has become the learning space. Now, with the introduction of artificial intelligence, even this is going to change. This is the first point that I wanted to make. Next slide, please. Yes, sir. So, in the next slide, I am summarizing what does it, what is artificial intelligence. Actually, it has been said, but for my own convenience, I would like to just define it. What I am referring. Intelligence, it is known. It is the ability to understand, learn, think, and take decisions. But in artificial intelligence, it is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, which is computers. And we now experience application of artificial intelligence in many, in rail reservations, in online shopping, in autonomous vehicles, in voice assistant, the banking activities, etc. When we start typing something, when I say I say SHA or something like that. Then I get the terms. It could be shame, shameful, etc., etc. So I can. Who does this? This is done by artificial intelligence. You might have searched for the flight to go to say Frankfurt. Next day, the information pops up on your Facebook or somewhere. Oh, there are different airlines serving that. Who does this? There is a lot of artificial intelligence being used at all walks of life. So we are not unfamiliar with this. Okay, but this has not entered into our schools yet, and we want to try how that can be done. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
So, as I told you, my purpose is to tell you how the artificial intelligence can be used in the school and school education. Let me first tell you, school education involves three things. Number one is comprehension. comprehension of information, confirmation of concept, comprehension of formulae, whatever. It could be science, it could be history, mathematics, whatever it is. After comprehension comes what is called assimilation. You need to internalize the information. You need to internalize the information and keep it with you. You need to correct with your earlier knowledge, and all that goes, which is internalized assimilation. And third is you should be able to present it. Present is when required. These are the three components of school education, and which I usually summarize as CAP: comprehension, assimilation, and presentation. And I'm saying that it can play a role in all the three. Next slide, please. Okay, so let us first take the aspect of comprehension. Comprehension is understanding. How the comprehension is hampered? Comprehension is hampered because you do not have initial either knowledge or attitude or motivation or skills, especially in mathematics when you are teaching mathematical concept. Whatever has been taught earlier, you must be proficient with that. If you don't know, you won't be able to understand what is being taught here. So in many cases, it so happens that the child comes unprepared to the classroom, and and the child needs some support. You cannot ask the child to go to class fifth and come there after that complete standard. So in that case, you need to provide appropriate measures for that. There are also misconceptions among the children, and these misconceptions can be identified. I remember there was in a geography book, in order to show that the Earth is magnetic, a magnet was shown in as a picture. So children felt that there is actually a magnet kept at the center of the Earth. So such misconceptions can also be removed using artificial intelligence. Next slide, please.
Yes.
Yeah. So next is of course assimilation, where you are expected to understand and assimilate. You know, there are many concepts which are abstract in nature. And these abstract, I have given list of photosynthesis, blood circulation, chemical bonding. These are very abstract. And there is no visualization to be shown. At the most, teacher might, do some actions, but that doesn't clarify. And such a visualization can be provided using augmented reality coupled with artificial intelligence. And what I am going to tell you is that such a work is in progress in my own house by my own son, who runs this company called EDU 360. And I'll give you one example how this can be done. Next slide, please. And it's a video, and I would like you to play the video. What we have, play the video. What we have tried to do is we have tried to show the how the blood flows. Are you able to play the video?
Sir, media is not open the file.
Okay, fine. Let it go. Let it go. So this is on YouTube actually. Fine. So what we have tried to do is we have tried to, now you can see this is a model of a heart, and this is a 3D printed model, and we have an app which is called Aries app, and if you open that app and hold this heart and see through the mobile, so you can see how the heart beats and the blood flows. The blue blood is coming and going to the lungs. The red blood is coming, and then all this visualization can be achieved. Okay, go to the next slide, please.
Yes.
So, and then I told, I focused on two aspects. The third is, of course, the presentation. Now, I'm sure you must have learned that presentation plays a great role in many things. But presentation plays a most important role in examination. Because in examination, you have to write specifically in a specific time and to the tune of the laws made by the examination system. And those who can do that score well, those who cannot. And those who cannot, there are large number of people, and they commit so many mistakes. I have been conducting one study where I found that students, there are, in mathematics there are problems like father's age is this, daughter's age is this, etc., etc. So and finally a girl came out with an answer that father's age is 24 and daughter is 23. So how is this possible? So you need to give feedback, and that immediate feedback helps children. This is one of the findings of my study. You see, what happens is the children give exam and then they get feedback after many months, and by that time they are forgotten. The immediate feedback, and artificial intelligence has the power and potential to provide immediate feedback. Next, please. And this is what one can do in the presentation mode. So next slide, please. So what I am going to summarize is that AI is the future. Whatever you may say, at this moment you might not be using it, but you will have to use it. And let me tell you, AI will not replace teachers. Teachers will be there. Teachers will have to use AI to improve their teaching. And in that case, as you know, as I told you, it has pervaded almost all walks of life, and therefore it is going to influence the learning process also. And therefore, in 21st century, teachers must be conversant with this technology and prepare themselves to use it effectively during classroom interaction. And not only in classroom interaction, even when the students go home, do their homework, they can benefit from AI. So, in fact, the best thing is now we are at the stage of implementing education policy. One aspect of implementing education policy, there will be, of course, training courses, refresher courses for teachers. And I suggest that in such a refresher courses, there should be topics how to use artificial intelligence in the classroom and how to facilitate use of AI to help students understand this concept. So this is where I would like to stop. My idea was to tell you how AI can be used in the school education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You have very nicely introduced one new idea in the school education, particularly in the school education, how we can introduce a huge artificial intelligence and right from comprehension to presentation. And one important thing, how we can assess ourselves based on the artificial intelligence, feedback from the artificial intelligence. And you have assured us that teachers will have to use artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence will not replace teachers. This is one of the fear of almost of us, whether artificial intelligence will take place and there will be a no teacher in the classroom, only one computer will teach everything. But you have assured us that will not the purpose of artificial intelligence, rather it can do the cognitive sense or cognitive computing, etc. Thank you, sir, once again for your nice presentation.
So now I would request Gavin, sorry, Toiba Tabasham, are you present? Toiba Tabasham. So, Nivedita, you take care and announce the next.
Okay, sir. Now I request Dr. Satya Venkatraman, Director and Principal Consultant for Data and AI Services, Kindle Chennai, to present his.
Dr. Venkatraman.
Dr. Venkatraman, sir, please.
Dr. Raman, are you present? Can you hear us? Oh, yes.
হ্যাঁ খুলি
Are you able to see my screen?
Okay.
Are you able to see my screen?
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Thank you so much. Namaste everyone. So,
But little more loud, please.
okay, okay. Are you able to,
Yes, yes.
is it clear now? Okay. Thank you so much. So today's topic is about applications of generative AI in industry. I think the speakers before me talked about AI, and it is very interesting, AI in healthcare and education. But this is a new thing which has got up. These last 2 years after ChatGPT announcement is a lot of interest in generative AI. This has been there for quite some time, but with ChatGPT it has really got a lot of interest. So what I decided to do today is to give a broad brush view of generative AI and its applications in some sectors. Of course, can't cover all the applications in the interest of time. We'll try and cover maybe 2 to sample applications for the focus of this today's session. Right? Just before we start, what is generative AI? So as the industries are becoming more sophisticated, it is not just the data which is available or generated by the system which is valuable. Industries are looking to create and generate more data. So this is very different from the paradigm where I have a bunch of data, I have a huge amount of data, and I would like to get intelligence out of it. Now the industries, there are a lot of applications which they want to create and generate new data, which is not there. Okay, that's the first thing. So what happens in a traditional AI is that it uses something called discriminative models. The objective of the traditional AI is about identifying, classifying different kinds of data in a predefined categories. You got to train the models, and then let's say, for example, you're training the AI model. You're showing the photographs of cats and dogs, right? And after some learning, the model can identify, and say that if you feed a cat photo and say, hey, it's a cat, correctly identify it's a cat or correctly identify it's a dog, right? So that's example of traditionality. In generative AI, what happens is that based on the learning of cats and dogs, this model can create a new breed of cat, a new breed of dog, which is not there as a part of the original training set. It means it can create things which is not present in the current data. That's the first fundamental difference. So the ability to generate data, I'm just giving you an example of an image, but it could be voice, concept, models, and there are so many applications of generative AI. We'll come to that. So the ability to produce this thing has created a lot of innovative applications, right? So little more detail. Now, how does it actually work? Your general, Gen AI has got something called GANs, or Generative Adversarial Network, right? This network fundamentally it's a class of a machine learning model, which has got fundamentally two neural networks, right? The first neural network is a generator network, which actually takes the random inputs and creates some samples. The other one is the real data, using which you create a model to correctly identify. So what really happens is there's a discriminator model which compares the knowledge gained from training to the data which is generated by the generator, and then based on the logic, it comes out and says that whatever data you generated, is it a cat and dog or dog and cat, right? So if the discriminator is able to find the data accurately, not able to distinguish at all, it's a loss of discriminator. It means that I'm creating a data, I'm creating a sample, and that sample is in line with my real world experience, training experience. Then discriminator says, I lost the game, right? Or if the discriminator is able to clearly identify the fault and say that whatever data, your sample you created is not a cat and dog, it's a generator loss. Then the feedback loop goes, the backward propagation. Because this constant learning of iterative data keeps happening, and then this way the model gets trained with tons and tons of data. So one thing which is important in generative AI is that you need huge amounts of data to train the model. Right? So let's look at some of the examples of what I'm going to show you is not theoretical. What I'm going to show you is examples of real life where we have practically implemented the generative AI. Now, first example is video game design. All of you know about this Minecraft game, right? I mean, either you must have played when you were young, or your kid must have been playing now. So this video game, what happens is in the real world, it can create a lot of these, terrains and weather patterns and even non-playable characters. So basically, every to the minutest detail, right? So this is one classical example in gaming industry. This generative models are being used, right? And every time the game starts new, and you get a new ether world, and so on and so forth. It's a very nice application. The second thing, you would have seen this movie called Lion King, right? All the back end, the background, it's all the work of generative AI, right? You can actually do in a normal animation. It requires you to artist has to draw multiple frames, and he has to flip multiple frames. It's a very intensive process. With a generative AI, it can create frames on its own and then create animation. So this Lion King has been a good example of how generative AI can be used to create realistic fur movement. You can see the fur movement which is happening on, it's a classical example of how Gen AI can be used. The other thing is, I think some of you have heard about this, album called "I Am an AI." It's a it really created a lot of noise, a lot of news. This is a music first album completely created by a tool, not by a human. The whole album was created by this tool. It gave suggestions about chord progression and melodies and all this stuff. And this is a super hit. So the question now is, your generative AI can produce games, animation, music, and so on and so forth. This is one classical example in media industry. In the healthcare, right? Your generative models can use for drug discovery. Your traditional models will require thousands of compounds. For example, if you want to, let's say, for a specific disease, take example of a COVID-19 scenario, right? If I have to simulate combination of multiple compounds and what will be the effect of those compounds in those, diseases, right? It can take ages, it can take months to develop, right? So with this AI, Gen AI, it can actually create a lot of these innovative predictive models, which can actually, like for example, Atomwise is an example of company which predicts molecules, how a specific set of molecules, combination of molecules, can be effective for targeting specific types of diseases. So it can simulate. Another example is a medical imaging in healthcare, right? So this AI can analyze medical images and then highlight the areas of concern, which is a very normal thing. With generative AI, what you can do is you can convert the 2D images into 3D perspectives. Let's say you show a photograph of a heart, or three-dimensional multiple photographs of heart taken in various angles. The Gen AI can create a real-life 3D experience. So what happens really is, for diagnosis, it becomes a lot more easier. And there are in fact new generation of machines, MRI machines and X-ray machines are coming up with 3D representation of the whole organs, right? So Zebra Medical Vision is working on such technology. And again, all of you know about this, the predictive modeling capability. Google DeepMind is one example, classical example, where it has proven that it can predict an acute kidney injury 48 hours earlier than the traditional models. The old models can only it takes around 7 days time to predict based on multiple data. But this Google DeepMind has proven that it can beat the traditional models by 48 hours. Right? So this is classical, some few examples. I mean, of course, this is not all examples, but some examples here. Manufacturing design. Okay. In manufacturing, what happens? The designers can create goals. They say that I want to design, let's say, a seat bracket, right? And I want to use. I have these limitations on these raw materials. I want to ensure that it's costing so much only. And the manufacturing methods are, if they create all these constraints, and then let the system generate various designs automatically, right? With the combinations of raw materials now. So that's exactly what Autodesk Fusion 360 software does, right? So Autodesk 360 software, with the constraints and with the AI gen models, General Motors has designed a seat bracket. The first ever Gen AI created seat bracket. All of you have heard about this other example, Nike Futurecraft Dot Strung. If you can Google and find out, it's a very, very future-looking shoes. You can customize shoes for every buyer. It's not like a standard size. Now you can just program your legs and then say that for my particular leg, for my particular feet, I need a specific shoe. This Nike can, the Adidas can create a shoe specifically tailor-made for you with various combinations. Other examples, for example, one of the biggest problem in manufacturing is supply chain optimization, right? All of you know about how supply chain is important. Now, Procter & Gamble, for example, is using, it's simulating various demand scenarios, accounting like even before something goes wrong, even it can create multiple scenarios of raw material availability, production capacity, demand forecast, transportation, logistics, the optimal routes, inventory levels, so many different parameters it can simulate, and then create all these, ahead of time, and then say for various scenarios, how should my supply chain optimization should happen. Using this, Procter & Gamble does, adjust on a real-time basis or a proactive basis, adjust their manufacturing schedules and optimization inventory levels, right? There's a classical example of how GenAI can be used in manufacturing. Take example of retail commerce, right? Like for example, this is a very classical thing. Amazon uses this heavily, right? All the recommendations are coming in. Earlier it was coming with regular AI models. With the generative models, it can actually predict what will you buy, right? What will you buy, and based on your taste, based on your past history, it can get trained and it can give you very customized offers, right? So this is a classical example. Other thing, what you can do, you have seen, some of you, many of you wearing specs, right? If you've gone to the website called lenscard.com, you can actually try various spec types. The computer, if you have a camera, and then your face is there, and you can try various different types of specs and see how it suits you, right? It's called virtual try-on. A lot of these e-commerce platforms are using this, right? Another example is, there's a very popular, there are very popular websites which can allow you to put makeup on your face and then see how you look here, how you look, right? And then you can make a decision on what you want to buy. So that's a very good example of, generative AI. Dynamic pricing, right? I think this is a very quite common application in retail commerce where it can simulate various different pricing scenarios based on the demand, inventory, and competition, and then accurately determine at what price point my profits are optimized, my revenue is optimized, right? So the lot of Ozon is an example, classical example, where it's a Russian e-commerce name. They use this, GenAI models to create these dynamic pricing promotions, right? Okay, last not the least, banking and financial services, right? One of the classical, application of GenAI models is about the fraud detection, right? So, as and when as the technology increasing, the frauds are also increasing. The other side, darker side, is also becoming very, very, very smart, right? Now, how do you simulate? How do you allow the banks to build better defensive mechanism? This strategy, right? Mastercard, for example, they use generative models to recognize fraudulent transactions patterns, and then they just don't wait for the incidents to happen. They are able to predict these patterns much ahead of time. They're able to simulate, even before the pattern, the frauds have happened. They're able to, on what conditions fraud can happen, they can simulate and be ready with the response and curb unauthorized accesses, right? Similarly, your credit scoring approvals is a classic example, where you are able to simulate multiple borrower scenarios and make accurate credit risk assessments, right? I think this will completely reduce something called non-performing assets in banks. If with a GenAI, many banks, JP Morgan Chases, ensure that your non-performing assets are completely reduced. The last application, I think, very obvious application is algorithmic trading, right? Goldman Sachs, for example, they're using this GenAI for informing trading algorithms. Like even before market is, they can predict whether the market is going up, going down, or for various scenarios of going up, going down, what should be my trading strategy? All these they do much ahead of time. So this is just a partial list of GenAI applications. Of course, there are hundreds and I would say thousands of people are experimenting. There are so many startup companies which are coming with a very, very innovative models, and this is a very exciting future ahead in GenAI, right? But the biggest problem we have is also that there are also risk considerations, right? For example, all of you are aware, deep fakes. These are quite popular. You see nowadays a lot of these WhatsApp forwards and YouTube videos where you are able to, convincingly, and then create some video of a person. Like for example, a person of Barack Obama was created by Jordan Peele, as a public service, right? When he made a complete speech of Barack Obama and say that this is example, we have to be careful when it comes to AI. So it can actually fake and give misinformation. Obvious issue is about data privacy, right? The data which is used to train models contain personal information. There's a risk of AI inadvertently generating sensitive information. One example, classical example, very came in the news also. There's a company called Strava, right? What they do is they actually create a geographical GIS mapping for helping the sportsperson to see that where can they cycle properly, where there is no rush, where there is no crowded, which is a safe place to cycle all athletic activities. By mistake, they started showing the military bases of the Afghanistan border, US military bases there. It was completely visible to everybody, right? So inadvertent mistake. It was not intentional, but privacy can become a major issue when it comes to GenAI. Overlays, the biggest problem of GenAI is that you can't overlay on GenAI. You can't blindly trust AI outputs. It can lead to humongous errors. Recent example, all of you are aware of ChatGPT 3.5. You go and ask ChatGPT 3.5 to calculate you give a number and ask ChatGPT, say if it's a prime number or not number, 50% of times it gives the wrong results. It cannot detect a number is a prime number or not. This has become a big news in all your LinkedIn everywhere. Right? So what happens is your generative AI can inherit a lot of biases from training data. So it's very important to use them with caution, and human oversight of accuracy is very important. So not in the near future, AI is going to replace humans because AIs do not have emotions. AIs do not have empathy. AIs do not have intuition. AIs don't have understanding the consciousness of the mind, right? So they can never be killed, right? And intellectual property. This is the biggest problem which is happening in the legal side. Now, when I create a music or art using AI, even though there's a human involved in the creation process, but who owns the IP, right? Let's say, for example, there's a classical example. Christie's auction is a famous auction in UK, right? He created an artwork purely created by AI. Now there's a legal struggle going on. Who owns the copyright? Is it a machine or a man? Right? So this can happen in future, right? Since the system, the machine created it, humans no longer own the copyright, intellectual property. IP becomes a big issue. So these are the potential risks and ethical concerns. But nevertheless, not to take away the importance of GenAI, it holds huge amounts of transformative potential. It can revolutionize the industry, but the power comes with responsibility. Okay, because as we stand at this cusp of AI-driven revolution, it's crucial for us to say that, keep us informed, and then look at what are the downsides of the AI and upsides of the AI, and then leverage it. Ensure that it benefits for the human society, and with preserving our core ethics and values. That's important, right? AI can do everything, but as long as we use it and preserve our core values and ethics, AI can be a wonderful, wonderful tool. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatraman. You have very nicely mentioned the uses of artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence, particularly in the industrial sector using big data and also neural network in real life. Particularly in the healthcare, it has helped us a lot so far as drug discovery is concerned, medical imaging, MRI, 3D imaging, machine, etc. Manufacturing and design, particularly entire supply chain management, is based on artificial intelligence. And even we see the dynamic pricing nowadays, we see in the even rail tickets, dynamic pricing are applicable. That is based on artificial intelligence. So banking financial sector, particularly to detect fraud, and at the same time you have pointed out potential risks and ethical concern. Data privacy algorithm bias affect human qualities like creativity and empathy, critical thinking at the same time. And one important aspect is who will be responsible so far as intellectual, that will be a big legal question. so far as IPR is concerned. Will if something is we are getting out of machine, whether will so far as IPR is concerned, that will be a big legal problem it may create in the days to come. In any way, your presentation has opened so many new areas that where we are using rather artificial intelligence, এবং and particularly in the for the industry it is very very essential, and it will have a big impact on the industry. So I don't know whether it will affect the service sector or not. Future will tell what will happen. Thank you once again very much for your nice
Thank you
presentation.
so much for this.
With the permission of the chair, I would request all the eminent speakers to send one article on your topic so that we can publish it in our next international journal. And that will be because there are so many friends, those who are participating, they are asking PPT, etc. So if you send us an article, that may be no problem. There is no space limitation with color photo also. It is our journal is online as well as print. Sorry. So we can accommodate all these things, and surely we can convey to our all participants. They can have a use of it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Raman, for your nice presentation. Nivek.
Our next speaker of this evening is Miss Rashmi Gera, Academic Head, DP Cube Learning, Chennai. She will be presenting her topic of her presentation is learning in AI era. Madam.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to share my slides. Jay, can I do that?
Yes. Yeah.
Sharing my slides. Give me a second. Can you see the slides? Jay, is it?
No. It's not shared.
It's not shared. Okay, I'll share again.
Devraj give her instruction how she can share.
Please
It's
share
happening.
your.
Give me a second. It's happening.
Please share your screen. Okay. It's sharing.
I hope now you can see it.
Yeah.
Yes. But it is.
Yes, madam.
It may be. Okay. Continue.
I hope everyone can see the slides.
Okay,
Yes.
continue. It may be little bit wider.
I think she's on the mobile.
Oh, yeah, it is PPT on mobile.
Yeah,
Okay.
internet is really poor, and I'm not able to log in from a laptop. Can you see it now?
Please continue.
Okay. So first of all, good evening, everyone. It was wonderful being here, and thank you so much to all the hosts for running this successful show. AI is indispensable, and in this presentation, as we have been all doing, that I would like to emphasize on the need of AI learning and development. And we all know that AI is indispensable, and today it is used in learning. And the technology such as machine learning and language processing can definitely personalize the learning experiences. So, when we talk about learning, we all understand that students have different capabilities, they have different potential. So, it's a win win situation if you are able to offer the learners offer individualized learning to candidates and enhance their learning engagement. So how this is possible? So first thing is what why AI is important, why we need it. We need it because in learning, because we really need to cater to the needs of the multiple students from the multiple backgrounds, and AI can really help in personalizing learning. And then with the help of AI, we can tutoring systems. These tutoring systems can really equip students with all the skills required. Not to forget, content is the backbone of teaching and learning. A lot of students fiddle with content. They need different material and they struggle hard to find the right content. But with the help of AI, we can create automated content, and that content can really help can cater to the needs of students from different levels. Last not the least, we need to understand that after teaching, the requirement is of testing. Adaptive testing is something which we can really foster with the help of AI. All international tests like SAT, then we have GRE, and then there's TOEFL test. GRE specifically in SAT has adaptive testing. There are sectional tests. These tests are sectional adaptive. When a student sits for the test, the performance on the first section, or it's a performance on some question types, decides decides this next this next session on the
session on
next
the next
questions.
questions.
This
With this
mechanism
mechanism
can really
can
help
really
us
help us
take the
take
best
the
out of
best
the
out of the
candidates.
candidates.
And then
And then
the
the
availability
validity
of
of
chatbots
chatbots
and
and
virtual
virtual assistants
assistants can really
give
give
a
a
lot
lot
of
of opportunities
opportunities
to
to
students
students to
to
learn
learn and
and
grow.
grow. So
So artificial
artificial intelligence, when I
intelligence, when
talk
I talk
about
about
learning,
learning,
depends on
depends on
these
these
criteria.
criteria.
I
I
would
would
say
say
this
this
is
is
seven
seven
core
core
roles
roles
of
of
AI.
AI.
It
It
can
can
really
really
help
help
us
us
identify
identify
the
the
knowledge
knowledge
gaps
gaps
among
among
candidates.
candidates.
It's
It's
a
a
tough
tough
call.
call.
Somebody
Somebody
mentioned
mentioned
that
that
AI
AI
cannot
cannot
replace
replace
teachers.
teachers.
I
I
second
second
that.
that.
It's
It's
next
next
to
to
impossible
impossible
because
because
teachers
teachers
are
are
inseparable
inseparable
and
and
indispensable
indispensable
in
in
filling the
filling the
data
data
for
for
AI.
AI.
AI
AI
cannot
cannot
work
work
on
on
its
its
own.
own.
Artificial
Artificial
intelligence
intelligence
cannot
cannot
work
work
on
on
its
its
own.
own.
Computer
Computer
cannot
cannot
create
create
another
another
computer
computer
system.
system.
So
So
it's
it's
the
the
teachers,
teachers,
it's
it's
the
the
researchers
researchers
who
who
fill
fill
in
in
the
the
data
data
and
and
then
then
try
try
to
to
identify
identify
the
the
knowledge
knowledge
gaps
gaps
of
of
students,
students,
fill
fill
in
in
with
with
worksheets,
worksheets,
and
and
then
then
AI
AI
processes.
processes.
Then AI really helps in developing the crucial insights. With the help of AI, all of us can identify the nature of the learner, what kind of content he picks, what kind of learning pattern he has, and not to forget.
replace us. And then the choice of the content matters the most. So there's a lot of content, but for students and for teachers, it is important that they understand how to choose the content and from where to choose it. Let's look into it individually. I just want to understand if my slides are visible.
Yeah, they're visible. They're visible. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, most enterprising learning strategies basically depend on holistic teaching. So, what I mean is that we have the same course material for all students, and all students are not from the same capabilities, and not every student is the same. So many already have the skill. So many students have the skill, or I would say acumen, to do those problems. So forcing them to learn those skills is not a good idea. So teaching somebody which they already know is not an effective strategy. So AI can help us, or AI can analyze huge data sets and derive conclusion using technologies like machine learning and predictive analysis. And also, AI can also create learner profiles. Let's say we have a class of 50 candidates, and if we capitalize on AI systems, we can create independent profiles for the students and combine disparate data sources. And that would really take a lot of time uh, if we do it manually. But if we follow AI, or if we use AI, it can successfully identify the skills missing in our students and automatically helping those candidates with the same skill set. Now, the question is how to help them with the content. Content is the backbone of learning, as I said, I mentioned before. AI can identify knowledge gaps and then automatically scan for the most appropriate content for the learner. So we can create sets wherein we have multiple content for different difficulty level. For example, in English language teaching, we know the candidates have an A level, A1 level, A2 level, B1 level, and B2 level. So I usually create content for A1 level, A2 level, B1, and B2. If I place it appropriately in my LMS, then the system can actually generate content as per the candidate's needs and challenges. And this is what Google does for us, how Google works for us. So Google can scan the internet and then LLMS, and whatever proprietary content you have, it can auto suggest most of the relevant content. Similarly, if AI is used effectively or efficiently in education system, it can help us uh, recommend the most appropriate candidate content for the candidates. Then another struggle which I have experienced among students is content, struggling for the content. And then if we create the digital content with the help of AI, then it would be less time consuming and less challenging. At the end of the day, creating content is a cumbersome task. So, and because it's a cumbersome task, a lot of institutions outsource their content, and that takes a lot of cost. Or when it comes to teachers, we refer candidates to different books. We recommend them to go to libraries, but they hardly do it. But AI can come in here and help institutions save time and costing. It can help teachers. We've already discussed how AI can source information snippets and digital resources from the internet and other connected platforms. The same technology can consolidate them and present them in an easy to understand manner. Last not the least, AI through natural language processing can even convert videos into text. One can, especially teachers, can convert whole podcasts, webinars, and lectures into written words without any effort. So, after this, we all need to ask, is AI our enemy or it's our friend? So, next understanding for AI as an aid for learning is personalized learning according to the learner. This is my favorite. Over a period of time, I've really struggled hard to help candidates, mixed batches, and help candidates who come from different backgrounds, different regions. Especially when they come for speaking and writing sessions, it becomes really challenging. But recently, AI has developed to that extent that it can personalize learning according to the pace, age, gender, and demographics of the learner. It can release materials to the candidates, to the learners gradually as she or he finishes chapter or a module. Now, let's understand. If I'm dealing with a candidate who is from interiors of state of Rajasthan, who is not good at speaking and writing, I can create a mechanism, I can create a system wherein he gets access to material where he can do some read aloud exercises, he can do repeat sentences, he can do simple dictation, and eventually can improve. Remember one thing, that personalized learning makes way for greater retention, higher recall, and improved learning. And that way, all institutions will be in a position to cater to the needs of students and get better results. And it would definitely help us achieve the target of holistic development of the candidate. So next is AI is our 24/7 friend. It's our digital tutor. So AI eliminates the need for human trainers to some extent. Now there we get the fear. Only this creates that fear in us that they will not need us. Remember, the AI tools can help the students to sustain their interest, or it's kind of assistant. It can never replace teachers because teachers are the one who explain the concepts. As Sir mentioned, that teachers have empathy, they can come down to the level of the students, they can understand their problems, can involve emotionally, but AI cannot do. However, at the same time, AI can always be available to solve their queries, because students may have many questions while they're undergoing sessions, or they're undergoing a training for a particular program, or they're taking a new course. So most of these queries are common and standardized for all learners. So in traditional approaches, the teachers would have to, the students would have to wait for the teacher to resolve the queries, or the students will have to wait for the teacher to come get back to the lecture and explain those queries. So this simply means that the students have to wait for availability of the teacher. But AI can help address these queries and even provide accurate answers. So institutions can use, all institutions, be it a school level or university level or college level, can use chatbots based on AI to help learners get answers to most common questions. The whole process is carried out in such a fashion as if it's a human conversation. Imagine the way we talk to an HDFC net bank. When we log into an HDFC net banking, we have a technical glitch and we talk to the support team. Similarly, we can create a mechanism where students talk to us and we have a support mechanism. Then AI is instrumental in creating seamless assessments and instant feedback. Uh, Institutions will not need human efforts for assessments of learning if we systematically design the AI programs. AI driven tools can gather information, evaluate performance, they can check AI can check answer sheets, and can provide accurate results. With this, I would like to add that it's just not accurate, it's bias free results. In TOEFL test, which has AI scoring when it comes to speaking and writing, and it has a human rating mechanism as well. It's right combination of AI and human rater. The scoring is really bias free, and students feel very happy when they see the results, because there's a description given of the detail of their speech, pace of their speech, if there were repetitions, or how a candidate performed in the usage of language. If we use AI for seamless assessments, the learners can get feedback instantly and get to know where they have to work. And they get to know how they have performed, they can work on their strength and weakness. AI can be used to deliver any type of assessment as long as it is digital. Teachers can develop a range of assessment techniques and deliver to the candidates with the help of AI. Additionally, AI can even help personalize assessments. Not every student is good for subjective question. Not every student is good for objective questions. So somehow, teachers can develop a mechanism and use AI to have seamless assessments and be in a position to give them quick, if not instant feedback. Last, how do we develop crucial insights when it comes to AI? So, AI can understand the LMS data, it can read, and it can analyze, evaluate the student's performance, it can collect feedback, and can pay attention to the queries, the kind of question the student has asked over a period of time, and make a way for range of analytics. So institutions can use this data to form insights into the learning pattern of the candidates and then in turn create a mechanism which is robust enough to help a student develop holistically. So with the help of these insights, the teachers can find out the effectiveness of the courses or whether the course content is competent enough or not. They can gauge the areas of improvement and just mark the crucial trends and patterns. And most important thing a teacher can get from AI is that with less effort, he will have a transparent mechanism to gauge the potential of the candidates. So AI can do the continuous work of collecting data continuously so that teachers take informed decisions so that they know what they are doing to help the student progress. With this, I would like to end my presentation.
Thank you so much. Sursida. Sursida, can you?
Yeah, could you hear me?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Acha.
you, Miss Resmi Gera. Actually, from practical point of view and working in the learning environment and uses of artificial intelligence in that particular area, particularly in personalized learning, actually AI will act as a facilitator to the teachers in identifying the knowledge gap of the teachers. Teachers can
Exactly.
identify in a huge class there are maybe 50, 60 students. Teachers using AI, the teacher can identify the knowledge gap of the student and what are the improvements required for each and every student. From that point of view, it has a huge impact on the teaching learning process. And of course content creation etc feedback facilitate. AI can analyze learners profiles skills and of course suggest modifications for
And
holistic
adaptive learning.
development.
So the term is adaptive learning. So when a student
Yeah.
is able to understand or gets the personalized learning system, and where the teachers can measure the progress, adjust the content and difficulty of the
Yeah.
material, then we can encourage adaptive learning.
Yeah, learning
Okay,
management
thank you so
system it
much.
will act. And one important thing potentially, Madam has mentioned that without waiting for the teacher, student can judge himself or herself based on the feedback. But to me, I think AI may not always be fully reliable, leading to distrust in decision making process. Rather, we can say AI can act as an indicator, not as a decision maker. Thank you.
Of course. It's like self facilitator only. I call it stopgap
Okay, okay,
arrangement.
we are
The
lacking
decision
behind the
maker
time.
has to be the
Thank
teacher.
you so much. Nivedita, you are requested to call on the next.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our next speaker is Mr. Parthu Shaha, Joint General Manager, IT Airports Authority of India, Netaji Subhash International Airport, Kolkata. He will be presenting on the topic Artificial Intelligence, the Future Ahead. Sir, please.
Good evening, everybody.
In this outset, I would like to add, with the permission of the chair, Mr. Parthur Saha. He is the young chap, though now he is the in charge of our international airport, Dum Dum, whole integrated process in airport through AI, and he is the in charge. So I would request him to express his experience also. Parthu.
Okay, hi everybody. I will share my screen. Just allow me 2 minutes. Can everybody see my screen?
হ্যাঁ বেরোচ্ছে জাস্ট হচ্ছে
Yes,
ইয়েস
sir,
ইয়েস
yes,
নাও
sir.
Okay. Uh, uh, in fact, I was firstly thinking about creating a presentation and everything, but I thought doing so in a alternate way. As you can see right now, uh, am I connected?
ইয়েস ইয়েস ইয়েস
Okay. In fact, I just had a power cut in my home, so hopefully I'll be on power backup. Anyway, so what you can currently see is the ChatGPT 3.5. So everybody was mentioning about the tools, and I thought let's show the tools. Most of you, I guess, have used ChatGPT, have used Bard. So what I thought, rather than in fact what we are thinking and what other experts are thinking, are already taught to ChatGPT, Bard, LLM2, all the learning models have taught all these things. So, what are the things or aspect or perspective from a future thing that even AI thinks about yourself? So, this is what ChatGPT, as you can see, I'm showing. So, they are mentioning. So, there will be too much advancement in the machine learning. There will be healthcare, and actually throughout the presentation that we had, so we already had AI in healthcare that is mentioned. So autonomous vehicles that we have already know, Tesla, and there are a lot of Chinese manufacturers that they have come in. Even there are in Bangalore there are quite a few startups that they are working on that. Next thing is that natural language processing. So natural language processing, it's not new. It's happening since a lot of times. Even sir, I think mentioned that even 1958 we were thinking about artificial intelligence and how to understand or through machines that okay whether we can understand the natural language. So right now there are a lot of tools already in your desktop, in your laptop, even in your mobile, which you can run on your voice command. Even you have in your TV remote, you have voice commands based on which it's running. You can use voice command to run YouTube searches. So there are already, in fact, a lot of progress into that. And thereafter, what's happening right now, we are also trying to use other known languages, which in fact can be used similarly. So that's one part, that even all the documents that are available with us, what are the researches available with us, people are thinking in that way. What will be the main, I would say, focus area of AI in future? Simply AI in manufacturing. We have all seen even Dr. Satta Venkatraman's presentation. So that's already emphasized over there. He has also mentioned about AI in finance. And there are AI in not only finance, AI in the whole BFSI sector. There are a lot of insurance related things, lot of auto insurance related things that are now being decided by AI. But what is most important, what I feel, is the AI ethics and regulation. How AI, and that is the theme, or that is the point that has been harped from in the beginning itself. That can AI become a Frankenstein? I'm just trying to have a very lucid view of it. But again, is AI in fact thinking by its own way? No, we are feeding, frankly speaking. we are fitting with all the documents, all the inputs, all the data. So are there bias into that? So that ethics, that ethical way of learning with the AI or collaborating with the AI is very important. That will be, and if you have remember last few weeks back, so I have seen that OpenAI CEO was there in US Congress, and they were all discussing about this. So there has to be a regulatory mechanism which needs to be there. We also had a data privacy bill input in our parliament last few weeks, 2 weeks back. So it does mention about certain data related activities, but maybe gradually going forward in next 5 6 years, I guess once US or any other industrial nations, if they pass something like this, a regulatory commission or a regulatory body or regulations, so they will be subsequently adopted in say other countries like India. AI and creativity already discussed, AI and education already discussed. This is important. AI in climate change and sustainability. So what we are currently seeing that this turbulence, this kind of unusual weather patterns that's been happening all over India. So there are large models, there are future works currently happening that if we have all the inputs, we can try to predict that okay whether there will be a cloud burst, whether there will be in fact lot of some kind of tsunami, whether there could be some kind of wildfire. So this can be done. For AI in national security, there are a lot of already even we have NTRO, we have other organizations in India. They are already working on that. For being in government, I will not be able to discuss that, so I'll not do that. And this is human AI collaboration, which I think is the most important thing that will drive how AI will be flourishing or developing in the future. If we think that AI collaboration with human can produce a good thing, it will stay. But there will be challenges that in fact I think that I'll show you certain things, that there could be some kind of low end jobs that could be under trouble, or at least in fact the pay in fact coming or in fact the payment for those jobs, they will subsequently come down. There will be less paid jobs if AI continues to improve yourself. So let me show you some certain things. Hope you can see my presentation. So this is a presentation I developed. Can you see the presentation, artificial intelligence? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so this is a presentation that was developed by a AI tool. Let me show you. This is the tool. There are slides AI. If you go to this site, you can I'll show you, but if you in fact go to the slide and register, you will see automatically under your Google slide presentation there is already a slides AI component or module added. So once in fact you go over there, I generated 3 slides, so will show you. In fact, there are ways. In fact, you just mentioned about the topic. So I mentioned about the topics. If you remember, in fact, my topic was future ahead. So these are the slides it generated. I haven't done a single thing. So this is a slide that in fact got generated out of the slides AI, which actually in fact put a module inside my Google Slides, and thereafter it automatically generated. And if you subscribe to it, you can have a lot of things. And also you can see the similar way that the AI models that have been say prepared, or the large language models or generative AI, they already have this ethical concern surrounding AI and privacy issues, which I think will have a very profound impact on how the AI tools, processes, services, new services, or future development will be driven. So that's as you can see, it's a fine looking slide. So even I am not a very good aesthetic, and even I am very bad at creating slides. So this is something that could be of boon to any boss or any office worker who just mentioned the slide topic, and AI generation is something that he can present. So this is, you can see there are a lot of these are in fact future trends in artificial intelligence. It is mentioning about machine thing, but again, going towards the full thing, the ethical considerations will be of paramount importance. Let me show you another thing. I was doing the similar activity with the Google Bard. Like you have Chat GPT, you have Google Bard. So I asked Bard the same question: what is the future of AI? It more or less gave the similar answers. So improving blah blah blah, making our world more sustainable, create new jobs and industries, self-driven cars, virtual assistants. This is where in fact I was mentioning about. If there is a if the return of investment is low, or in fact the amount of money any office will be spending, whether on the human component or the human worker or these virtual assistants, that will be a again, that's also an ethical question as well. So this needs to be decided in future. I will come to another important thing, the intellectual property right of the content. So that's a very tricky thing. So there will be lot of legal issues. There will be lot of say technical issues, and there are, as you know, that there are differences between European laws and US laws. So going forward, I am expecting there will be similar kind of issues in AI related way, AI related processes, AI related business modules, AI related services which will be exposed over the web. So they will have problem. So how in fact this kind of things are coming, let me show you again. Let me go back to the spreadsheet. So you can see there are few things, that there are hundreds and thousands of this kind of AI related services that has come. So even I will want to show you another thing. This is something called Repli. Even low end codes. So this is where there are where auto completes and everything that has been there since time immemorial. Say Visual Studio or Eclipse or whatever in fact your coding IDs were, but these things are in fact more advanced. So even there are ways in fact that they can, you can collaborate with uh, this kind of engines, and you can complete your codes faster. So maybe the low end coders will I'm not sure, but there could be a possibility this could be a challenge to them, that if you are not very much technically skilled or highly skilled, these things can take out your job. So this is one thing. uh, those who are creative, let me show you this one. In fact, I like this one very much. And if you have seen recently, there were news in the TV that there are TV anchors, virtually generated TV anchors. This one, can you hear that? The sound?
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
it
from
will,
TV anchors we couldn't hear, but your sound is.
that's okay.
We are not hearing the voice.
Oh yeah, maybe. Let me see.
Nice.
So
Very
these
interesting.
are the things that will come around, and right now they are pricey. Right now, maybe the subscription and the licenses cost are a bit tad on the higher side, but this will come down. So suppose in a very competitive environment, I used to have one media venture, Vasundhara TV, something like that. So In fact, I had to. In fact, there were professional anchors and everything. Right now, in fact, if I want to start similar venture or something like that, I will use these two. In fact, I will use in fact create a something avatar like Indian male or female anchors from this kind of tools, and then just have to feed the contents. Even the contents that can be generated just by listening or reading from the whatever the data news pools that we have. There are Google News, everything. There are syndicated news feeds that come. That those are very readily available, and those are even XML and JSONs available. So they can be fit, they can be processed, and then the anchor can 24 cross 7 start blabbering. So all these kind of things could be disrupting the media and these initiatives that you will see in the future. So this is one. So slides AI, in fact, I have seen. Even there are music producing things like say SoundCloud. So they have, and there are a number of services. There are Right Sonic, there are Mid Journey. I can show you. So those who love art. So this is Mid Journey. This can create art based on your inputs and with its learning techniques and see the vividity of generated arts. And so there could be artists who will be at stake. There will be a number of digital artists will be coming, and there could be new business models as well. Like say, you have seen that YouTube, Facebook, they in fact they actually survive on content. So these are the way, in fact, how first in you can create contents, how you can first turn around on certain things. So this will again there will be issues of intellectual property rights based on ethics, whether in fact you are creating the correct art, whether you are creating divisions in the society, whether you are creating schisms by in fact the generated of the art, you are creating say inciting other things. So there will be a lot of things that will come, and how to control that. But anyway, if you, as we have seen with the internet, it's very difficult when you unleash this. And again, this whole AI driven future will be a challenge, but again we hope for the best. We are incorrigible optimists, so we hope that things will be very good and things will be enriching us. There will be collaborations and we'll learn from each other. So that's my part. I just wanted to share the future, and actually my feel is that we are actually living into the future. That these things have come up. So these things used to be a dream that okay, I am using something generating Adobe Premiere and everything. So this in fact makes my life easy. This makes my life more productive. So we are already living into the future, and there will be now more legal and financial ethical things that will come into the future, and how to govern this AI and the processes. So that's from my side, and thanks for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parthu Saha. We are expecting some experiences in the field of flight landing and or the takeoff and landing. In any case, you have mentioned so many uses of artificial intelligence in the areas of autonomous vehicles, natural language processing, manufacturing, financial. Particularly, you have agreed to have a to the need of having a regulations in this particular area, and particularly in the you have mentioned climate change. And from our experience, maybe 7, 8, or at least a decade ago, when we were using weather forecast in the TV or radio, at that time radio was very much in use. Particularly one director, maybe some Goldar was his title, when he was forecasting that today there will be a rain, it was a sunny day, or vice versa. And as a result, people used to call him Guldar. But now what we see that we can there is 99% correct precision we are getting so far as weather forecasting. This is due to artificial intelligence. And you have very rightly mentioned, and hopefully you have mentioned that it will cut some low, may cut some low-end job. Actually, so far we have seen that in the particularly in the data entry area, we are not getting job cut is there. Content writer in software companies they had content writer. Now they are not appointing. They are using chat GPT. Legal aspects, IPR, etc. Here mentioned. Actually, while artificial intelligence can perform specific tasks with remarkable precision, it can fully replicate human intelligence and creativity. Artificial intelligence lacks consciousness and emotions, limiting its ability to understand complex human experiences and produce truly creative works. That's the my final conclusion so far as the artificial intelligence is concerned. Thank you very much.
Nivedita?
Yes, sir. So our next presentation is a bit different. That is, it is a hands-on activities on AI tools, which will be conducted by Dr. Shiv Shankar Jana, Associate Professor, University of Kullani, Editor, IISRR in IJR, and Mr. Devraj Sarkar, System Analyst, Netaji Subhash, Open University. Sir.
Shiv Shankar Jana, he is the Assistant Secretary of our organization, and Devraj is also associated with us. Shiv Shankar.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening to everybody. Just I am sharing my screen. Now, is it visible? My screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the previous speaker, they have nicely and lucidly explained all the things, to some extent the theory and the application. Actually, I will show you one tool which is very much important for research. Okay, there are so many tools, but I will show you one tool that is called SciSpace. SCISPAC, SciSpace.com. Actually, using this tool, you can conduct the literature review, which is very much important in your research work. Okay, so you just suppose I am, you can type any question, any domain or any problem here. Suppose I am just suppose this one. What is the significance of higher dimensional algebra? Okay, so the tool will show you the n number of relevant document with, you see, the highlight portion. It is created automatically by using the Copilot. Copilot means, that is, Copilot is a AI tool integrated into the SciSpace. So you see, this paper is the intuitions of higher dimensional algebra for the study of structured space, written by this one. It is the insight. This is conclusion. If you go here, you see summarized abstract, you see the result, method used. So automatically they will show you all the things, and you can just a minute, just you see the, so if you just scroll down, you see, and also you can click check here for PDF document, and also check the open access so that you can freely downloaded all the things. Just open access and PDF, you see. So after doing this, you see all the documents are PDF and open access all are available. Suppose you see, mm, suppose this one. I click here. You see, the moment you click on the document, the co-pilot, that is AI tool integrated to SciSpace, it is activated. And you see the magic. If you type here, suppose give the summary of this paper in 2 sentences. So click here. So Copilot will provide you the summary of this paper, okay, using the AI tool, but not restricted to the 2 sentences. That is the fault of this AI. But it will provide you all the things. Suppose you type here methods used, just methods used in this paper. So it will provide the methods used in this paper. And the beauty of the things is that you see, suppose this portion is not understandable to you. Just you select this portion and explain the text. If you click explain the text, so it will explain, you see. You see, it explains all these things in this paragraph. And not only that, if you see, click here, that is explain math and table. Click explain math and table. Suppose you just select this one, this maths, okay, just select. You see, explain this text. So it will explain this math. Okay, not only that, if you select any table or any graph, so, or say, suppose if you select this portion and related papers, you want some related paper on this subject, just click here. He will give you all the references of related paper. You see, if you click here, you will get the information of related documents. Okay, so, and see, just a minute. So suppose you select this one is very much relevant to your research interest, this one, and click this one, okay, and say this one. Lastly, you just click here, that is download CSV. So if you click here, that is download CSV, the CSV file will be downloaded in your computer. So in this way, you can systematically conduct the the literature review. And another thing is that there is a Google Chrome extension of this Copilot. Okay, so I have already installed this Copilot Google Chrome extension. Suppose if you go to the Google and type, say, gene ontology PDF. So if you click here, say, this particular PDF document, and if you click here, this is the Copilot, launch Copilot, click here, that already I have installed here, integrate to this. So it will show you all the things. So you can use through the scispace.com using the Copilot AI tool, or you can use the Google Chrome extension of Copilot. Okay, so here you can again, you see, just a minute. So just if you see here, say you show the result. Just a minute. So it will show, it will present the result of this paper. Okay, you can also click here, explain and explain math and table. So now it is not working properly. Okay, and another feature of this tool is that there is a option for AI detector. So suppose you have created, suppose you see, suppose I am using what is AI. Just click here and you see, suppose Chat GPT is created this AI, this text, basically what is AI. So if you just, if you just copy it and if you go to the AI detector tool, so new import, click here, clear all the text. If you paste here and analyze this, so it will show you that 88% the text is AI generated. So some people are doing this type of job for writing or rephrasing the research article and send it to the editor. So editor can use this tool for detecting the how much the text are AI generated or not. Okay, so in this way you can use this tool for research. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Nivedita.
Okay, thank you, Professor Shankar. You have mentioned so many aspects, particularly from mathematical point of view, algebraic point of view, how AI can be used as hands-on training. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Nivedita, please carry on.
নিবেদিতা শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ, yes, sir.
দেবরাজ ask দেবরাজ.
I can create the
ChatGPT
ChatGPT account.
Yes.
Okay.
Start.
Yes, Devraj Sarkar, you can continue.
Dear SK, please mute your video. Off your video, please.
I am sharing
her
okay?
tab. Okay.
Yes. Admin, please off the video of SK.
It's my pleasure
It's my pleasure that I have
you
presented
how to
you
create
how to create OpenAI account that will help you to utilize the power of ChatGPT.
Please SK, stop your video, please.
First you
First
type
you type
and search
and search
OpenAI.
OpenAI. Is it visible?
Is it visible?
Visible, but
Yes, yes.
yes.
Yes, yes, visible.
After
After
OpenAI
OpenAI
website, click
website,
on
click on
menu bar.
menu bar.
You see the
You
menu
see
bar
the
in the
menu bar
right
in the right
side corner.
side corner.
You can
Right and
use
top.
it in landscape. You can use your mobile in landscape so that, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
There will
There
be
will be
three options:
three
search,
options:
login,
search,
and
login,
sign up.
and sign up.
You can
You
create
can
your
create your
account with
account
using the
with
sign
using
up
the sign
option.
up option.
Here you can
Here you
see
can
that
see that
Google
Google
in the Google
in the
Chrome,
Google Chrome,
you can
you
create
can
the
create the
ChatGPT account
ChatGPT account
using your
using your
Gmail account.
Gmail account.
Understand?
Understand?
You can
You
create
can
your
create your
ChatGPT
ChatGPT
account with
account
using
with
your
using your
Gmail account.
Gmail account.
You can see
You can
that
see that
continue with
continue
Google.
with Google.
After
After
press it, you
it,
can
you can
log in with
log in
your
with your
Gmail account.
Gmail account.
Because I have
Because I have already
the
have the
Gmail account
Gmail
and
account
also
and
have the
also have the
ChatGPT account,
ChatGPT
I can
account, I can
directly go to the
directly go to the
ChatGPT
ChatGPT
from the
from the
OpenAI
OpenAI
account.
account.
Okay. Search
Search Open
OpenAI.
AI.
Click on
Click on
OpenAI
OpenAI
and log in.
and log in.
You can
You
see
can
the
see
option
the option
in the left
in
hand
the left
side,
hand side,
ChatGPT. I can
ChatGPT.
click
I can
here.
click here.
You can see
You can
in the
see in the
left hand side,
left hand side,
the option
the
is
option
there,
is there,
new chat,
new chat,
plus sign and
plus
then
sign
new
and
chat.
then
I
new
can click
chat. I
here.
can click here.
I
I
can
can
solve this
solve this
equation
equation
just
just
putting the
putting the
two
two
equation
equation
and then
and then
say
say
solve
solve
and
and
then press
then
the
press the
green
green
arrow.
arrow.
You can
You
see
can
the
see the
total
total
mathematical
mathematical
equation
equation
has been solved
has
by
been
the
solved by the
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Everyone see the
Everyone see the
solution?
solution?
Now
Now
you can
you can
create
create
any
any
solution,
solution,
any
any
mathematical
mathematical
problem
problem
or
or
any
any
personal life
personal life
problem,
problem,
any
any
musical
musical
notes,
notes,
everything you can
everything you
create
can
by
create by
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
So
So
I
I
think in
think in
future
future
you will
you will
always create
always
your
create your
ChatGPT account
ChatGPT
by
account by
using your
using your
Gmail
Gmail
account. It will
account. It
help
will help
student as well
student
as the
as well as the
teachers.
teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any question
Any question
regarding
regarding
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Not only
Not
Anybody
only
has any
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
questions?
Okay, there is perhaps
Yeah, no. Okay. Very interesting. We can solve anything and
सर
everything
सर मेरा
by
एक क्वेश्चन
logging
है
in ChatGPT.
yes, yes.
Thank you,
Ranjan,
Mr. Devdas.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि
हाँ, बोलिए
सपोज
बोलिए।
दैट मैंने सर सपोज दैट मैंने कोई प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मैटर बनाया और चैट जीपीटी से मैं कह रहा हूँ कि उसको पीपीटी में कन्वर्ट कर दे, पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन में, क्या ऐसा कर सकता है?
difference.
You can
You
create the
can create the
screenshot of
screenshot
that,
of
and
that.
after that you
After
can
that, you can
paste it
paste
as
it as a
a image in
image
the
in the
PPT
PPT
presentation.
presentation.
Understand?
Understand?
Yes.
His question is automatically one screenshot will prepare the PowerPoint.
I think
I
That is
think
the usual. Whether ChatGPT has the capability to make a automatic PowerPoint presentation from the matter or topic?
If
Parar
I
putting
No,
give
any
sir.
question.
if I
No,
give
sir. No, sir.
total matter,
No, sir.
Yes.
No, no. Actually, ChatGPT is mainly based on the textual analysis.
Right.
Okay. So it is
So,
only
with the
applicable for
permission of the
textual
chair,
data.
You can
with the
create this PPT by Google Sheet. Oh, sorry, Google PPT.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, 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 sir.
Google Slides, sorry, Google Slides. Not Google PPT, Google Slides.
Right.
Oh, okay, with the permission of the chair, I would request there is Lee Me, one of our friend of IISRR from Malaysia, just here center. Lee Me, can you hear me? Lee Me, Lee Me Shop from Siamu Riksam, Malaysia. I have seen just you have entered. Ramoni is there, Ramoni from Guwahati, Dr. Ramoni Burmon.
Yes, yes. I am
Please
here.
say 2-3 minutes your.
So, thank you, all the organizers, for such a nice topics. Nowadays, we are using this AI for many purposes, but we don't have such knowledge. So today's discussion give me a lot of things. So I find it very very interesting, and I enjoy it fully. Thank you very much, Mr. Ajit. Thank you.
Okay. Any participants from Kashmir or any other state other than West Bengal? From other countries?
I am from UP, sir.
Oh yes, yes, you have already mentioned. Please, and anybody else? Also, now time is vote of thanks. Uh, Professor M.A. Sikandar, Register, Jamia Hamdard, Dean to University, and he is also of the member of our IISRR and editor of IISRR International Journal of Research. He was previously the registrar of Manu Molana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, and prior to that, he was the director of National Books Trust, New Delhi. Dr. Sikandar. Hello, Dr. Sikandar.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes. He is one of the member of our IISRR from since its beginning.
Thank you. Thank you, Asida,
Uh,
Professor Asida, Dan Saab, Burman Saab, and all other our colleagues, all our old friends are, I'm, delighted to see all of them. I'm very happy, and this IISRR is hosting this international Webfest on the topic of emergence of artificial intelligence in academia and daily life. This is a very important topic as far as the academia is thinking, because we are in a confused stage, especially people teaching in social sciences like me, teaching management, because it's very difficult to handle the projects, MBA projects and other class assignment. How we to because the government is not taking, government university don't take any initiative to how to equip this teacher to to evaluate their academic things. But they things we all learn on our own, like in like any other thing. Nobody is stopping you. This kind of answer is coming. But a very interesting thing, I have an IT background. I learned, I was a PGDCA in 1990, learned C programming that time. Still, I am finding it very difficult to cope up, although I am very comfortable in, creating content. But especially when you are dealing with a research scholar, how it is going to say, sci space is a very interesting thing. I think it's at least it is giving some sort of solace to the teachers to how to find out the detect the AI tool text or paper submitted by your research scholar. Yes, I've been wondering because I teach because I just again come back to the administration. I continue to guide my research scholars most of this area. I have published a research paper in you know in IT related paper also in the interdisciplinary. But the most of the thing what I could find it is all stolen properties. Whatever the tools whatever we are using, they don't create any content. Normally they search for you and search and matching, and they are providing to you as a result, because it doesn't help to there is no match to human mind. So there was one advertisement put up in the Europe somewhere, putting it rather than a chat GPT can create the structure of this huge building. They put on a banner, because normally when the construction is taking place, they put a banner. They put in a it is a challenge to chat GPT. Can you create this kind of structure or not? Because they have no competition to the human mind. It's only to help ease of making our life. That is why we can use only the tool. And the AI ethical is an very important issue which is deliberated by every field, every country, and India is also trying to find out a solution how to control this ethical issues, addressing the ethical issues of AI. Especially, there is a lot of issues coming up because of this AI related tools. Now it is become an AI to AGI, which is presented by one of the presenters, I believe Devraj. It is or someone because the human like we cannot be. We are. I am working for a deemed to be university. It cannot be an university. It could be in a deemed to be university. Is in a different structure. Like that, they can human like quality they can have. They cannot be human. So that is the point I want to harp here. But we should not, when the computer, we enter into the IT, enter into the field, we everybody, when every jobs will be lost. No, new jobs are created. A lot of gig jobs are created. Gig economy, it is a freelancing, not the permanency is there. No job is permanent. Now become these are the gig jobs. Even the formal economy is changing to gig economy, informal economy, what we call the Uber like stuff, platform economy. It is coming up. Then the formal economy is lost. We are all old generation. I am 60 now. I am also getting old. I am no more young. So for younger generation, it is a worrisome, because sometimes the last batch I thought, luckily I guided nine MBA students, and out of nine, seven got the placement. So that was the highest placement in my teaching colleagues were telling all your students have been placed, because I have been telling my students how to survive in this world, AI wired world. So it helped them to get a job in IT companies, and aligning their because the classroom teaching not going to help. They have to learn anything in addition. It is more challenging for the teachers, teaching community, or researchers community to handle those things issue, because it is only a teaser one. We have the webinar could be a teaser one. Many more things has to come. Lot of discussion, hands-on practices to be given. Maybe then we should invite more young people to tell us, because the lingo what they speak we can't understand. So, but at the same time, we are required to listen to them and learn them to coexist in this challenging world. So this is what my point, because I only heard only the three speaker who presented. So I joined only at 7 o'clock. I'm very happy to join, reconnect with you all. It's a thank you for Asisda and giving this platform. Thank you very much. Thank you indeed. We will join some other occasion to speak anything related to IPR and other thing. That's that we can have how the business landscaping is reshaping with an IT, because the no more big factory like system is we don't record. What we record is only in a some IPR to in case like in Uber, only the one app they are having it, but they are minting all sort of money in and exploiting labor and all. So social context also we have to discuss while doing the exploitation. Nobody is stopping anybody to exploiting this economy, platform economy. At the same time, many people, there is a lot of labor exploitation is also happening, which is a worrisome to our community as a society. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Professor Sikandar. It's a pleasure for us. Just we have thanks to chair also, because we have just completed at our given time. We said that from 5 to 8 p.m. we have just 3 minutes left. Within 3 minutes, I will complete some announcement. The participants are waiting for that announcement. Within half an hour, we will give the link for feedback form. You carefully fill that feedback form. On that basis, participation certificate will be prepared. Some of the participants, candidates, those who are has fill up the register form, email ID is not correct, so we are unable to send them any link. Write your name correctly, your designation, and your institution. It would be better if you mention your state and country, so that that can be also included there. We will send you the e-certificate. Those who want the hard copy, then you have to bear that cost, because it will take a lot of financial implication, as well as this postage, the registered post, it will take much. But for e-certificate, there is no cost will be borne by you. So carefully fill up that feedback form. The link will be given in that WhatsApp group which have been created, and you have joined there. By tomorrow, we'll send the same link through your registered email to all 350 participants. But those who have not attended this workshop through either through Google Meet or through YouTube, I said YouTube, our team will verify. If there is no match, we are sorry to say we cannot provide that, because we have to keep the record. We cannot give certificate those who are not attended. As far as lecture is concerned, we will ask every speaker to send us one article for the next issue that will be published in our journal. Apart from that, this recording is in YouTube. You can listen, see it at your leisure time as much as you can, because portal is there. In 2021, we organized 8-day workshop for art of writing, research article, tools and techniques. That is also in our IISRR, Indian Institute of Social Reform and Research YouTube. You can go there, you can follow it, so that any program you can know. And the last request, we are going to publish the next issue of our international journal. We will send all the participants, those who registered, the invitation of research article. You can send us. Thank you so much. If anybody any question, otherwise, now it is 8.
Sir, can the feedback form be shared, because we haven't got it? Neither have the WhatsApp group been shared.
Whether you have not entered into the group?
No, sir. WhatsApp group I haven't entered.
Okay, so you have registered? Your email ID is there?
I don't think so, sir, because I got the link from associate, but I did not register anywhere.
Okay, but you will write the email ID. I am IISRR, clear, dot research at gmail.com. I send your details, no problem. IISRR dot research at gmail.com. Clear? Ahmed? Hello?
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. If you have any problem, you can send us email at iisrr.research@gmail.com. No problem. Thanks so much. Anybody?
So I have a query.
Okay.
Yes, so I am a research scholar and my topic is ethical implication of artificial intelligence and robotic journalism in media industry, a study of journalistic standards in Indian media society. So, sir, I just want to ask what there is any ethical guidelines for the tools that we are using that is related to AI or ML?
Shiv Shankar is there. Shiv Shankar?
Yes, yes, yes.
Please.
So I just want to know.
Acha, Priyanka, you are from which university?
I am from Sharda University.
Okay. Shiv Shankar, please.
Okay, okay. What is your question, please?
So my question is there any ethical guidelines that is made for AI tools?
Actually, there is no such ethical guidelines because our UGC. Just a minute, please mute. Acha, actually, UGC, you see the plagiarism, UGC. Just a minute. 2000, most probably in 2018 they published
Yes, yes, 2018
a notice.
UGC
2018
guideline for
guideline for plagiarism. If you
or
gone through
academic maintenance of academic integrity.
academic integrity,
Professional ethics.
professional ethics and plagiarism. Okay.
Research and publication ethics. UGC has introduced true credit courses also in the course.
No, sir. No, sir. This is not. Actually,
That is
UGC
a
has
regulation,
published
2018 regulation for maintaining academic integrity.
Academic integrity and the plagiarism.
Plagiarism. In short,
Plagiarism.
regulation for plagiarism.
So, actually, UGC not yet published anything about the AI detector. AI detector. Okay. So,
My question is, it could be a disaster in the area of research. You don't think so? If anyone use AI and make research paper or their thesis, then it could be a disaster.
Yeah, it could be a disaster if it comes under the ethics of plagiarism. Suppose through artificial intelligence you got some material. Now there are no such rules, what are the regulations, etc. But you will be guided by the latest plagiarism rules. And when it will go through plagiarism check software, Urkun or something else, naturally they may detect some plagiarism and maximum 10% is allowable as per latest UGC guideline. So you will come under that guideline. You will have to be guided by that guideline.
Priyanka.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Actually, Priyanka, when you created any text using the AI tools, okay, so every time the text is unique. Actually, it is not copyrighted to text. Okay, and plagiarism is applicable only on copyrighted text. Okay, but when you created anything using the AI tools, it is not copyrighted.
So it's not about the copyright only. What
No,
I'm
no, no.
trying to ask you is,
Ethical. Is it
there is
ethical?
any ethical guidelines? Because being a researcher, we can use AI too, but there is a terroristic minds also. They can use
Yeah,
AI
yeah,
too
yeah.
for
Pri-
like
Pri- Pri-
that
Priyanka,
harm
Yes,
other people, right?
Priyanka,
yes,
Priyanka,
yes.
Yes,
have
sir.
you seen that plagiarism regulation? First one, have you
Uh,
gone through this? Yes or no?
yes, sir. Little
Yes.
bit.
But if you go through this regulation,
Yes.
what you are using in your research or any academic matter, if it is yours own, no problem. If you procure it from any other source, you have
Yes.
to give citation and the
Yes. Right.
source. Just a few months ago, but that Nivedita, my research scholar,
Yes,
his
sir.
thesis was prior to submit, it was 30% similarity. Then we inquire the articles which have been published jointly by me and Nivedita, that has not been cited. Matter is there. When we
Yes.
give citation there, it is from that article, it goes to 7%. Or the any matter you have taken anywhere,
Yes, sir.
if it is not your own, if it is your own, but it is published previously,
Ah,
you have
so
to
yes.
mention the source. Whether
That.
if you taking from AI or any other, AI has didn't know sources. I have inquired there. They told that it is not possible for us. Only the synopsis and the matter they have given. They will not provide you any source. So you have to procure when you are going to research. It is your ethical part that you should
Yes.
take the
Right.
matter
Right.
from a reliable
No, no,
source,
no.
not
Uh,
from
Right.
any unreliable source.
Completely true, sir.
Acha, anybody else?
no, just a minute, Ashida.
Okay, okay. Please.
Priyanka, actually, your work will be to develop a model.
Yes.
No,
That's
yes,
that's
it's a
that's
model
I
so that
in my mind.
yes, yes, yes. And now AI tool is used to create some text about your research, but you need to rephrase it before using
Yes,
this
sir.
text. Okay, you can rephrase it in your own style. Then it is not plagiarized or AI detected. Okay, thank you.
Okay, but Shiv Shankar, Shiv Shankar, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So we can, because not only Priyanka, so many research scholar asked me, said how we can minimize the plagiarism. There is some techniques and tools are also. We can make one workshop on that. The how your
Ha ha
article
ha. Yes.
can
Yes,
be
yes, yes. Yes,
that
yes.
plagiarism can be minimized. How
Yes, yes, yes.
it can be revised rephrasing, how can
Yes,
be
yes, yes.
citation.
Yes.
It is the
Yes.
purely technical. Your matter is good.
For that purpose, we can convene another meeting.
Yeah, yes,
So,
yes.
so I have one request also. Can you tell us more about how to publish journal in Q1 or Q2 journals? How to publish our paper in Q1, Q2 journals? Because that is very difficult for us to publish there. Because there is so many guidelines and they took two blinds review, and after that also they suggest various kind of revision, and as a scholar we have limited time, so we can't able to publish there. So can you
What?
tell about
Just
that?
a minute. What do you mean by Q1 and Q2?
So that is category in Scopus Index Journal Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q1 is ranked as a higher journal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Scopus or Web of Science.
Yes, sir.
Actually,
You have to
if
maintain
you
the
need
criteria
if
of
no, no,
each
if you
journal.
need to publish in the higher impacted journal, higher journal, impact factor journal. So you have to, pay the time and, resource for it. So it
Yes,
is, there is no such shortcut.
No
Yes,
shortcut method is
Priyanka,
there.
our
Shortcut
journal
method.
is not Q1, Q2, but we take at least 2 to 3 months
Yes, yes, yes.
for,
Yes,
because
yes,
first
yes.
we send primary observation. If author
Yes,
does not
yes.
comply with second observation, if it is up to the mark, then it will go to two blank reviewer. After their feedback, that feedback will be sent
And
to authors. When they will
yes,
comply
yes,
all these
yes.
things, then editorial board will take care of it
Yes,
and
yes.
fine, publish.
Yes, yes.
So there is no chorjoldi solution of
Yes,
publication.
yes, yes. No shortcut method. So you have to pay time, you have to pay energy. Okay.
So
And most
Ashish,
of the time,
won't
Priyanka,
talk
conclude.
about shortcuts,
Ashish,
but
okay,
the
okay.
trick that
okay,
we
okay.
can write up to the mark.
Okay, next
Okay,
time it will be
Ah,
anybody else? Any
no,
question,
no, no.
brother?
Ah,
Otherwise,
okay. Eh, you
we can
wind
wind
up.
up.
Wind up, sir.
Wind up. Foresee that?
Huh?
Shall I wind up?
So, yeah. So it is a really a nice and fruitful program. And in the Google platform itself, there were all around 80 participants are present. At one time, it was 95.
No, no, sir,
I
but
don't know.
101. 101
101.
at time.
101, yeah.
Yes.
So
That is
naturally,
the
I am
highest.
delighted to thank you, the organizers